being whatever hours we could go, we maximized, and our growth from November 24 to now has been outstanding. So we're really looking forward to seeing what those guys can do.
So that gave you kind of a new blueprint then going forward after this year. You'll be able to kind of utilize what you did and kind of revamp and add to your program.
Right, absolutely. One of the big things at the beginning of last year is, we evaluated where we were at 23-24 season going into 24 season. And we felt like we were doing too much in the summer. So we cut a lot out of our summer stuff going into last season. And then we get to weeks 1 and 2, and I don't think it's any mystery, but we were way out of condition, way less prepared than we had been my first 3 years, just because we had cut back so much in the summer. So we kind of had to find the sweet spot of how hard can we push these guys without putting them too far, but making sure we're still prepared. So I think we found that this year, and a big part of it was, again, that spring window. And, we feel like we're in a really good spot as far as scheme. We feel like we're in a good spot physically. And really we're to the point now that we haven't peaked too early, but yet we're not tired of hitting each other every day at practice.
Right,
so I think we're right where we need to be, and we're pretty excited.
So you brought up Jake, he played both sides of the ball. He's a big guy, and he filled the line really well. One of the greatest aspects, in my opinion, with any football team is how good is your offensive line and how good is your defensive line. Those are guys that don't really get a lot of accolades or praise, but they're the ones that make the whole team function. You can't run a play unless you're blocking, and you got to stop the other opponent's offense right at the line and give your defensive backs opportunities to make the tackles. So what are you doing to bolster these this year?
Well, I think it's the game's changed a lot since it started. Back in the day, everybody could play the line because everybody was about the same size, and now we're so specialized in today's game, and the players aren't exactly the same as they were, and the game itself is played differently, and linemen are kind of you've got to make them more than they are in your halls. They're not. You can't just take a big kid and stick them on the line and, hey, you're going to enjoy this and have fun.
Right.
So a big piece of it is the things you mentioned about working hard and not really receiving the recognition. Everything we do, we try to tie into not just football, not just sports, but in life. And I don't care what industry you're in, what company you work for, the people doing the most of the work rarely get the credit for it. It's the people at the top that show up in the stats, show up in the accolades. So, we kind of teach them as this isn't specific to high school football playing line, one side or the other. It's something you're going to battle your whole life. Is you might work for 10 straight years and not get a attaboy, and that's kind of part of it. It's not seeking the recognition. It's doing the work, to do the work, to push yourself, to be part of something and achieve as a group, in lieu of getting that individual recognition. And again, that's something you carry with you your whole life. So, this group coming in, we've got 5 as we stand now heading into the Jamboree week. We've got seniors starting every offensive line position, and I don't know the last time that's happened for St. Gen High School. And every single one of these guys took at least a few varsity reps last year, and meaningful varsity reps in varsity games last year. So that experience is there. So again, we feel like those guys are in a really good spot. And it does take a special human being to do those things. And Jake, he was a guy that really took that role on and really took guys under his wing. I don't credit the coaches for this senior group of linemen we're going to have. I credit a lot to that to Jake. Showing them, modeling the right way of how to do it.
Yeah, great attitude.
How to show up and do the work each and every day.
Absolutely.
And, we're very grateful to have Coach Jake, but we are more grateful for the impact he left as a person, but also as a football player.
And that legacy is always important, especially if they can pass that down. I remember Isaiah talking about that, last year when we put him on the podcast. It was something that he kind of zeroed in. And I guess I look at that aspect of it. You're wanting your players to become not just players, but students of the game. I know you are utilizing huddle and giving them opportunity to look at tape and look at how they're doing. I guess, how do you instruct them or educate them to be able to look at that tape and kind of break down some of their, what are they doing, and are identifying, some of the things to make them better?
Yeah. Well,
And that's hard. I
It's
know
hard.
that's a real hard thing.
it's hard. I've been doing this since 2009, and most of the coaches have been doing it a long time. And we kind of take for granted the little things, the verbiage we use every single day. That's my job to know those things. But,
Right.
I can't, I'm kind of naive to think a 14, 15-year-old kid that's never played the sport knows what a 3 technique is.
Right.
So you got to start basic and really just highlight the key points. It's the old 80-20 principle. If you give them the key pieces they need to make them successful in most scenarios, that's what we kind of focus on. We try to, as a program, even the way we name things as far as scheme wise and the things we have them focus on during film, we feel like it's things that they can use to enjoy watching football.
Sure.
Once they leave the game, they can use that in their fantasy leagues. They can, they can take
Oh,
that
absolutely,
on,
yeah.
So, we start small and try to build up to the big picture stuff. And, I live and die on Huddle. I'm on there so much. I love it. So, but I know most kids find it hard to do that.
Right.
And, the big thing we find is kids will get on there and just look at it sort of like a highlight reel. And,
Right.
Wow, look how great this was. Look how great that player was. Not just watching themselves, but,
Right.
watching each other. And it's like, well, guys, focus on the technique. Focus
Right.
on why that player was able to do those things. Why we might have lost a rep to an opponent on this rep because we did this technique and those sorts of things. So really, starting at 1,000-foot view and really honing into the specific footwork techniques, the little things
Sure.
that really determine the fundamentals of the game, determine the wins in the postseason. And, I think we're starting to get to the point where our focus is on, am I taking that good first step? Am I using the right release to win leverage on the defensive backs and that sort of thing? And our kids are really starting to buy into that.
Excellent. It's funny you brought that up because I know I hear them talking a little bit about Madden, and they know the different formations and why they pick those formations depending on what the defense lines up. And that's interesting too, because I think you also get scouting videos too, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they get access
Yep.
to looking at their opponent and
Yep.
what's coming up and who they're going to be going against, maybe looking at tendencies and things of that nature.
Right. Yeah. And you kind of got to be intentional with that.
Sure.
Depending on the opponent,
Mm-hmm.
and that could go either way. If it's say you're facing somebody first round of district who didn't win a game that year,
Right.
and they pop it on, and there's no guidance. You don't give them guidance on how to watch that film. They might watch 2 minutes of it and turn it off and think they're going to win by 100.
Right.
When in reality, it's a good football team that played a hard record, and you still got to go earn it.
Sure.
And on the flip side of that, you might share a tape with an undefeated team, and their jaws hit the ground, and they checked out and start getting their basketball gear ready, that sort of thing. So you've kind of got to hone in, and sometimes you almost got to filter it out to make sure you're showing them the things that they need to see,
Mm-hmm.
while building confidence and also giving them the skills they need to be successful, and kind of giving them finding the advantages that the film holds for them to be successful. Again, hey, look, this kid might be signed with Florida, but he can't cover a slant route.
Right.
Okay. So this technique is what you need to use. For the coaches, we live and die on there. The analytics that you can get out of there,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a tendency. Everybody has a tendency somewhere. You just got to go find it. And once you find those things, you can utilize them. Our staff, the staff we have in place has done a fantastic job of that. I look back to my first 2 years of when we played Festus High School. They had that first year, I think they had 5 kids sign.
Yeah, they were
with
solid.
Collegiate play,
Yeah.
and we had no business being on the same field, and we definitely didn't have any business of beating them. But what it came down to was the scouting that the staff did, and it was just, if you can find those things and get your players to understand that, because that's the big thing that's the thing that took me a long time to understand. Just because I know something doesn't mean the players don't understand it.
Right.
And ultimately, the players win the games. If we can't take what we know to teach it, it doesn't matter what the coaches know. It doesn't matter what our abilities are. If we can't take that and teach it to the kids, it's pointless. So we've found that focusing on how we take that information and package it to the students is a heck of a lot more important than just compiling it for ourselves and knowing it. So we felt like we've done a much better job of allowing them, giving them the tidbits they need, the insights they need to help us be more successful.
No, speaking of coaches, I think you lost to Coach Rapp and Coach Bonnell, and you picked up 2 new ones. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, absolutely. those two guys, Coach Bonnell, Coach Rapp, have been fantastic for the school. They're still in the school.
Yeah.
Both just family, their kids are getting older.
Yeah.
It's hard. Coaching is a hard profession regardless of the sport. And it takes, it takes a lot of time from family, and they got to the point in their families' lives that they wanted to be there for their kids. And,
Sure.
Very grateful for both those guys and what they've done to build this program to where it is. But yeah, we did bring in 2 new coaches. Coach Mack works in our elementary school. He was the defensive coordinator at Class 7 Collinsville in Illinois. He brings a ton of experience with him.
Awesome.
So he's going to actually start in our middle school to really build up that middle school defense and really help those guys get prepared to be a high school football player. I think that's a big thing, that the importance of middle school and any youth sport. And I think it's lost in today. I don't want to get off soapbox, but youth sports are kind of the meaning's lost. It's supposed to be about fun and building kids for high school sports.
Sure.
So that's not what it is anymore. We feel like that's what our programs do. And I think Coach Mack is going to do a fantastic job of hey, these are the things you're going to have to know in high school to be a successful high school football player. And he's done a really good job of bringing that with him and starting in middle school camp to build that with our guys. And the other hire that took over for Coach Rapp is Coach Eric Krupe. He's been the head coach at Farmington High School the past 12 years. Before that, he was at Rolla High School, and he actually coached at the collegiate level out at Rolla at S&T, and just a wealth of experience on the defensive side of the ball. So he's going to call our defense this year, and I think more than anything, he brings a lot of outside perspective. As a high school coach, if you look at our coaching staff, we have a lot of St. Gen guys, which is fantastic, because that means we have a bunch of guys that love this town and love the people in this town and love the school. But sometimes what happens is you kind of have a focus. You kind of get the tunnel vision on things.
Oh, you guys grew up on the same system.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's kind of the same system. I've been different places and learned different things. Mm-hmm. But having another person with their own set of experiences, it really broadens that.
Oh, yeah. Diversifies it.
Yeah. And he brings a wealth of knowledge at a very high level. And again, very successful for 12 years over at Farmington. I think he was a handful of wins away from being the all-time win leader out there as a coach. So, but the biggest thing about Coach Krupe for me is we actually competed against Farmington in a scrimmage this summer. Which was on the paper before he joined.
Right.
So it wasn't like, hey, we're, it was a kind of random thing. But anyway, after that scrimmage, the most telling thing about Coach Krupe and Coach Krupe as a coach is after that scrimmage, there was dozens of former.
All right, welcome to tonight's matchup between the visiting St. Vincent Indians and your home team, the St. Genevieve Dragons. I'm Josh Banks, broadcasting tonight, and with me from last year, my partner in crime, Kyler Plunk. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Always excited to be back for another year of St. John High School sports broadcasting.
Outstanding. Hey, we have a new addition in the booth with us today, rookie sensation Broden Kreitler.
Hold up.
How you doing, buddy?
Hello? All right.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything else.
Welcome tonight, guys. Hope you're ready for a new season and some Dragon football. Last year, St. Vincent defeated Ste. Genevieve on their opening game of the season in an overwhelming fashion by ending the score 53-0 in 4 quarters of play. The Indians went on to finish 12-1 that season, falling short against a very solid Adrian team, losing 21-0. Fast forward now to 2025, St. Vincent has lost 14 seniors from last year's roster. The Indians have 7 returning who are seniors this year from the starting rotation of 2024. Ste. Genevieve doesn't expect them to be as potent as they were previous year, but they're still a seasoned team. Offensively, St. Vincent, they have returning back Carson House, who's a strong downhill runner for the Indians. Max Wheeler, the slot receiver, was all district last year for them. And on the offensive line, on the right guard, Jacob Meyer is probably one of their best players. Elliot Wibbenmeyer is a solid left tackle and will be protecting his quarterback on most pass plays as he likes to stand up and block. And Wyatt Winkler is the senior quarterback for the Indians. He'll be replacing last year's senior and looks to try and establish his own legacy for the Indians starting tonight. On the other side of the ball for the St. Genevieve, we start on the defensive side with a few of our returners. Luke Ferrano, who had 2 interceptions and 18 tackles, will be back on defense. And he's followed by Justin Schweigert, one of St. Gen's leading tacklers. Justin finished last year with 55 tackles, 20 of them solo, and 1 forced fumble. Adding a healthy Sawyer Bowman back into the mix to start the season. Sawyer had 42 tackles, 16 solos, and 16 assists, which will help strengthen the linebacking core for St. Gen. Complementing these men on the line is Madden Wolk and Paul Taylor, both returning seniors, combined for 134 tackles last year. Taylor led the team with an impressive 41 solo tackles, 33 assists, and 5 sacks. Madden had a solid 27 solo tackles, 33 assists, and 1 sack. A pretty good tandem to have back this year to bolster the defense. Looking now on the offensive side of the ball for St. Gen, lots of new faces, but we still have a few returners. At returning running back, Justin Schwager and Nolan Roth will return after both playing in every game and combined have contributed about 160 carries. They'll be asked to carry the load this year with Cameron Vogt, who looks to pick up a few more carries than last year with 40. All 3 running backs combined for the majority of the yards together last year amassed 1,138 yards. Returning at the receiving spot is Ethan Ottens, whose jersey number is the legendary 0. Ottens had 21 receptions with 433 yards and 2 touchdowns. And finally, props to senior Luke Ferrano returning back as the Dragons' starting quarterback. Luke was the team's offensive passing and rushing leader last year. He threw for 1,422 yards, 12 TDs, and 6 interceptions. He had a completion rating of almost 50%, throwing the ball 196 times. Luke also rushed out of the pocket for just short of 1,000 yards on 142 carries, and he added another 14 TDs to his resume rushing, and proven to be a pretty durable player on the field year in, year out. Both teams are ready to go as we await the initial kickoff. And you can feel a little bit of the heat, but the sun's going down behind the trees there, so I think we're going to have a pretty good evening tonight, guys,
Yeah.
as far as that goes. Broden, how would you describe going into this year the atmosphere at St. Gen?
I mean, I think we're all hyped. I think we're all hyped for this game. First game of the season. Everybody's excited, ready to get the nerves out and play some great St. Gen football.
Outstanding. Kyler, what would you say, after last year, if anything at all that is different from last year, this last year's school year compared to this one starting out?
As of school years, as in like actual schools?
Absolutely. Going into it and with the students coming in and the
I would
kind of the
say
attitude.
This group of seniors that we have this year is probably the most as overall persons that we've ever had. It's me being in high school. They've always been, the nice kids and the popular kids, you know what I mean, in a way. And they've always been good overall people at our school, and it's great to have them as seniors this year.
So pretty good leadership, huh?
Absolutely.
Nice. And I do expect to see that. I see it, too, as a teacher in the hallways. It's been a lot smoother transition this year. The kids seem pretty psyched to be there.
Yeah.
They get pretty excited. And, I felt like the
there's no predators in the hallways anymore,
Oh,
it
I know.
feels like, in a way.
Hey, the prep rally was pretty good today.
Yeah.
But I guess when we get started here, we're going to see what Coach Pope did. We played at the beginning of the broadcast our annual podcast that we do. We do a weekly podcast, and this one we featured Coach Jay Pope. We got him right before school started, before his schedule got busy, and he kind of gave us a little lay into the framework of his team this year, the coaches, and kind of the philosophy and what they're looking for overall. So pretty exciting stuff as far as that goes. I know he's got high hopes talking with him. And, last year was a successful season. I mean, they finished over 500. They got the second round of districts, and I don't see any reason why we can't even excel or build off of that going into this year.
Absolutely.
Given some of our returners.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially some big names from juniors last year. I mean, we got 10 or more, I know, maybe very rotational players that are going to impact the ball on both sides. So,
yeah, and Coach Pope even mentioned, he said, hey, this is the first year that we have seniors playing and starting at every position on the field. Now, and that, that accounts for some guys going both ways, like your Ferrano and Schweiger and stuff like that. But
though, too.
Absolutely, on the both sides of it. So I'm kind of anxious to see what kind of mixture of stuff he's got pulling in. He did say that they've changed a lot of their their system a little bit going into the summer. So I don't know what kind of adjustments we're going to see today. If we're going to see last year, though, he had a pretty steady dose of running and passing. He was pretty even on that. But he has a pretty good running back tandem going into this year. When you bring back
very good runner,
Schweigert, he is a bull runner. You know what I mean? He runs head first into it, and he craves contact. And then you've got someone who's similar to him, but super fast.
That's Cam right there. He is.
And
Owen,
Cam and Owen. And Owen, I used to I was just shocked at how fast when he hits the line, he accelerates really fast. I mean, and he goes at a straight angle. So it's like if he gets away from you, he's just going to run.
Yeah, Ottens is unreally fast. I mean,
and you know what, Otten's. What's funny about some of our, and let's look at Cameron Vogt for a second. I mean, I don't know how tall he is, but watching him play last year, a lot of defensive players had trouble bringing him down due to his short stature.
I mean, he would just sneak by, everybody out there. Sneak through the line. Mm-hmm. He is really good at that. And
I think it's just maybe sometimes it's technique. Those guys try to hit him high, and you can't hit a small guy who's got strong legs high. He's just going to bull you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they flip the script here this year. I know that, like we said last year, it was an eye-opening experience. Coach Pope even said, we came into the season at the beginning out of shape in our first couple games. We knew it. It really was, a learning curve for him.
Yeah.
And he said they've been a little more fortunate this year. He feels like they're in a lot better shape. Obviously, the team last year, for St. Vincent was a pretty solid team. Yeah. They had everybody
really
back from the previous year, and they made a heck of a run towards state. So I know that they're going to give a little this year.
They did beat Valley last year, right?
Yes, they did. Yeah. Second game of the season. So as the Indians set to kick off the first half to the Dragons, and we're underway.
Yep.
Short kick. Looks like Maddox Sutton trying to pick it up. Looks like the Indians may have got it. That is not a good way to start off the game. And the 25 is Tyler Sherry. Sorry.
So, starting off with a mental mistake right off the beginning, Dragons drop the ball, recovered by the Indians, and the Indians come out in formation on offense as they start the ball on around the 38-yard line of them. They're in shotgun formation.
Drop the ball.
3 right and 1 left. Snap shot over. Quarterback looks deep. Nobody there. Must have been some miscommunication on the play there by his players, and that'll go to second down. So odd play there. They had 3 on the dominant side over to the right, 1 receiver over to the left. They had a man-to-man on him. I don't know if that was the guy they were going to go to or not.
I think that was great defense by our cornerbacks and safeties, not letting them get by.
And they jammed him up on the line.
Yeah, jammed them up right there.
Got him confused.
Shotgun formation again, handoff to the fullback, number 14. Hits around the corner, only gets up about 2 yards. Running back was Jack Seabaugh for the Indians. St. Gen gang tackles. And, that's another factor that they didn't do last year very well. They didn't gang tackle or group tackle. They just tried to do a one hit or an olay, and it didn't work out very well for them. So we're back in the split formation, double receivers on both sides. It looks like St. Vincent actually left a little early, but underthrown by the quarterback and could have been intercepted as the quarterback was getting hit.
Yeah.
Number 72 for St. Gen, that's Jacob Warren, put a little pressure on him and forced the bad throw, and that brings up a 4th down and 7.
Good job by the Dragons, able to fix that mental mistake.
Yeah, and that's a difference already that you can tell. Last year, if we would have made a mistake at the beginning, we would have suffered through it until the next possession.
Yeah.
So the Indians come out with trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left, shotgun formation, halfback in the backfield, all in motion. He tries to go deep again, 1-on-1 to the outside, number 3, and doesn't look like a catch.
Good job.
And nice job by Talon Pinkley.
Yeah, great defense there. hand in his face.
Yeah.
Stayed with him the whole time. That was amazing defense.
And if he'd have caught it, that would have been on the 8-yard line. So
Yeah.
it looks like St. Gen will take over on the 35.
That was a great defensive possessions there.
So
Get the ball back.
big shot in the
Absolutely.
arm for St. Gen just then. Defensively putting a big stop on it, and looks like they might get some momentum here as St. Gen lines up with, looks like you got 2 split to the right side, 2 tailbacks back in motion, and they give it to Owen Roth,
He finds some room.
and Roth
He's
is
still
hit.
on his feet.
Gets about 3 yards or so on that carry. So St. Gen has a different lineup right now as far as a formation goes, what they're showing. They just show a split
Yeah.
receiver to the left.
They seem very
Grind
tight.
goes in motion,
Yeah.
fakes the handoff.
Verano
Luke takes it
keeps the
for
ball.
himself, finds some room. He's got a blocker. Schweiger, he goes all the way.
Verano taking it down the field. He's going
And
all the
Ferrano
way.
is going to score. Big time play right there.
What a play.
That was amazing blocking, amazing running, executed perfectly.
So halfback was in motion. The fake to the halfback. Ferrano followed him through. Lead blocker did a great job kicking out the linebacker, and Ferrano saw pay dirt and took it all the way for about an 80-yard run. And St. Gen is on the board right now, 6-0, with 10:32 left to play in the first quarter, as St. Gen sets up for the extra point. And he somehow
Yeah.
pins it through on a line drive knuckleball kick, and that goes in.
That touchdown was a lot like we seen last year from Luke Ferranto.
Yeah, that.
Taking it himself,
yeah.
taking it all the way.
So was that Otten's kicking the ball?
Yes.
All right,
that was
so
on.
Ethan Otten's on the kick. He gets the extra point, and St. Gen goes up by 7. Kyler, on the whole, start off with early. What do you think?
Well, other than that first kickoff possession, not being able to pick the football up, I mean, we just played the best defense I've seen in a while.
Absolutely.
For four or five possessions in a row, able to get the ball back, and I mean, turn it into a touchdown just like that. So it's incredible.
Especially starting it off at the beginning here.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that the Dragons are on their feet now.
So both teams line up for the kickoff here as St. Gen looking to kick off with 10:32 left in the first quarter. Up 7-0, home field right now. As the boys line up, we'll see how their formation goes for their first kickoff of the season and see if they do one of their patented kind of squibbers to the 30-yard line out of bounds, or if they're going to tempt fate and kick it deep. Bope's not afraid to do a little onside kick here without them knowing. Let's see what happens. And he squibs over to the middle, over to the 20, picked up. Pursuit is in. Uh-oh. St. Gen's weak on the left side. He finds pay dirt. He's seeing air right now. Caius misses the tackle,
Got one more blocker. He's
overruns
still
the
on his
kicker,
feet.
and finally caught up on the 5-yard line. So great run by the Indians. As number 14, looks like Jack Seaball, runs it back all the way to the 5-yard line. So heck of a run and kind of a breakdown, I would say, by special teams on that one.
That was just good defense by them, blocking everybody, keeping everybody away from the runner.
So the Indians waste no time, get out on the field as they go back to 2 split to the left, 1 to the right, shotgun formation, halfback, and there is a referee's timeout here. And it's going to be a timeout to St. Gen. Looks like St. Gen's going to call defense and try to work something out here as they're looking to kind of figure out or recover from this situation. And, in this situation, I mean, St. Gen can, based on what we just saw, I mean, they could hold things here and maybe get the ball back. On a 4 and out.
Obviously, their pass play's a little weak right now.
Yeah.
Just got to contain that run.
Yeah, and the Indians are coming off of a new quarterback this year. Their stud, just graduated. He'd been starting for the last 3 years, so he's just getting his feet wet for the first time. And I'm sure you know, this is a new experience for him on his side.
That's going to be a huge advantage for us, too.
Absolutely.
And as you can tell, their senior running back is making all the big plays so far in this, and
Absolutely.
will probably continue to do so.
Yes, he's a running back and a linebacker. So they line up again, same formation, shotgun formation. 21, Derek Garza is the halfback here, as Andrew Schumer takes the snap and hands it to him, and he's hit immediately in the backfield for about a 5-yard loss. Nice job by number 72 and 69, Jacob Warren
and Paul Taylor.
And big Paul Taylor.
I mean, they just ran right through that line and took him down. Both of them did, actually.
Absolutely. And it's a matter of time before Sawyer gets involved here on the line.
I know Madden got cleared just the other day to play since his ACL
That's a lot
tear.
to contain. Madden, Dylan, Paul, Jacob.
St. Vincent lines up trips to the left, one to the right, with the halfback still in the backfield. Schumer motions for the back to go in. Bad snap. Schumer picks it up. He's going to have to keep it, and he's hit, and he may make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a 3rd down and long coming up for the Indians. So two back-to-back plays for St. Gen
great
here.
defensive plays.
With 9:13 clock runs, St. Gen up by 7. If you're just tuning in, the Indians down on St. Gen's.
Oh, we got a cleat off.
10-year, a little time. Yeah, we got a little.
Dylan Cash lost a cleat.
So it looks like he's going to get a replacement real quick. But if you're just tuning in, St. Gen had the ball around the 10-yard line. They've been able to hold off 2 plays here on a botched special teams play on kickoff.
So that Caden Manning come in for Dylan?
Looks like it.
Yep.
So Schumer in the shotgun formation, split both sides. He's looking for the right over the middle, and there's going to be a pass interference there on number 5, Max Krupp, who got there just a little too soon and made contact.
Yeah.
He was right where he needed to be.
I guess he had a hand on his hip, or
Yeah, I think he hit his back, and that's what the back
end.
referee saw on the field. So that's probably going to be a first down or close to it. We'll see what they say here. It's half the distance at least. So pass interference here, and we're still locked in the first quarter here as the Indians looking to try and get some room here. So it's 3rd down and 6. They're going to repeat the down. The Indians go trips to the right side. One-on-one receiver to the left. Halfback in the backfield, and timeout as the Indians didn't like what they saw there.
Yeah.
And so we've got another half timeout call here within the last probably 60 seconds of the game.
Seems like they really want to trust their pass plays right now.
Yeah, and they don't have any kind of lead block here. So,
Yeah.
and with the kind of defensive line we got, we're penetrating pretty hard in the backfield. So
and then that with good corner safety coverage, I mean, that's pretty hard to, pass to. And
yeah, and right now it looks like on the end we're going one-on-one. So, I mean, that's aggressive man-to-man coverage on defense. So 8:55 left to play, 3rd and 6, 7-0. Dragons up, trips to the right side, and one split receiver to the left. The running back's on the right side, shotgun formation. Schumer sends him in motion, takes the snap, fake hike, throws it one-on-one to the receiver to the outside, and it's caught, touchdown by the Indians.
Max Wheeler, number 87.
So Max Wheeler, senior, comes down with the one-on-one catch to the outside. And looks like the Indians line up here. Let's see if they're going to kick or go for 2 points. So tough break by St. Gen. You feel a little bit of frustration there as the special teams kind of allowed the position, real bad position, but then at the same time that unfortunately that flag didn't help a ton. So Schumer, the quarterback, is the kicker as he sets to kick. St. Gen lines up, and the hold's good. Kick seems to soar right through, and we are tied at 7 with 8:50 left to play in the first quarter as we're back to even. And here we go.
Yep.
So on the whole, coming down though, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of positive things so far, and you know, the offense has only been on for one series and only had like 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see once they start lighting it up here and opening things, what'll happen. Pretty even day. Is about 78 out right now.
Not too shabby.
No, not for an September, August football game, thereabouts.
Remember last year it was way hotter.
Oh, my gosh, yes. People were having Charlie horses all over the place, and they had to keep taking a ton of timeouts for water breaks.
Yeah.
So the Indians sit back after scoring as they go to kick off, and they kick a little squibber, picked up at the 30 and immediately tackled at the 35. St. John will retain it this time as the offense comes out to welcome another series of offensive plays as we go in the first quarter. 8:47 left to play, tied 7-all as St. John hosts the St. Vincent Indians. So St. John, starting on the 34, goes into a crowded formation with 2 split back and a running back in motion. A little quick.
The Wyatt Grind.
Grind takes it for about 2 yards there on a little pitch forward on a fake to the back in motion. So you can tell by the motion, the way they have it set up right now, that Pope plans to do a little bit with his running back tandem. He's got some depth there.
Yeah, I mean, right now he has at least three running backs right there. You know, Wyatt Grind, Owen Roth, and Justin.
Yeah.
Can do.
There's just many options.
He can do a lot of options with that.
Those pitches, just like we just seen.
Roth in motion. Counter to Schweigert. He gets about a yard or so, and we go to about 3rd and 7 here. Well, so we'll see if he opens up the playbook and throws one.
Yeah.
It's a 3rd and 7 on the 37 with 8 left to play. St. John hurries up in motion. They got 2 split to the left side this time with 1 in the backfield. And he gets him to jump, and that's a 5-yard penalty, so that makes it a little easier for him this time with the
might change the play now.
Yep, cadence on the strike here. We'll get 3rd and 2. 7:49 left to play first quarter. And they call in the play here. Let's see what they set up here.
Looks like Otten's.
Otten's going to split out to the left as receiver. He's already set up. So he's got a one-on-one to the outside. No help if he throws it. And it's a keeper. And if he's got the block, he could go.
One more block.
And great quarterback keeper play right there.
Just dodging tackles left and right there. I mean, he's a really good runner. I mean,
so Luke Ferrano finding the wickets there, makes a heck of a run down to St. John's. Looks like 36, 37-yard line on a quarterback keeper. And the clock continues to run here as St. John gets the play called in.
Very good patience by Luke there, allowing that play to develop and allow his blockers just enough time to give him those few more yards. Yeah.
Another razzle-dazzle, and he's got pay dirt wide open.
Wyatt looks like he's going to go
all the way. It looks like Wyatt Grind just scored. Great job by Ottens on the outside, sealing the receiver. He had no help whatsoever on the outside as everybody was crashing in the line. And that little misdirection, huge and untouched.
Once again, just great blocking and defense. I mean, great defense by our line. Great blocking, perfect executed.
So now St. John goes for the extra point as Ottens lines up. for the extra point kick. And there's this. Again, this time this one's right on target.
Yeah.
And St. Gen reclaims the lead by 7 as they go 14-7 going into the closer to the end of the first quarter with 6:57 left to play.
I think we can definitely tell that we have a lot of momentum and hype on the offensive end.
Yes.
We just got to key in on that defensive end here.
And you can see another addition that, you know, I was even talking with Coach Pope about on the podcast was the offensive line this year and how he thought they were going to do, especially with Big Jake graduating last year. You know, how's he going to fill that hole? And, you know, it's like he said, you know, players like him are hard to find, so they have to work with what they've got, and it's about technique and practice and knowing your assignment. And so far, they look like they're doing it quite well.
I feel like somebody who stepped up a lot in that factor is, I mean, he's pretty big. I mean, he's a giant. Dylan Cash, he definitely stepped up and took a big role as we lost Jake last year.
Absolutely. That's a good point.
Jacob Warren, I mean, he's been playing varsity football since sophomore year.
Yeah.
And Cash, what is he, a junior? Junior this year, right?
He's never really had that experience, so
this is his first time, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he's taken on a big role, so it's good to see out of him.
yeah.
So St. Gen takes this one a little bit deeper this time. And we'll see.
fumble
And a
set.
little fumble. And he's hit as soon as he picks it up, and he only makes it back to the 25-yard line. Great field position for St. Gen as far as being defense.
Yeah.
That was a way better start to the
A little
kickoff,
breathing room, right?
Yeah.
So Andrew Schumer, the quarterback for the Indians, sends the offense on there. Looks like they got trips to the right side, tight on into the line, the tight end's in, and they still have the halfback back, shotgun formation. Tried to do a little false snap to get a little space as their number 1 running back, Seaball.
There we go.
And Seaball doesn't pick up the block on that as a
Great rush there.
Number 56, John
Great
John
rush
Finley,
by
yeah.
John Finley
big
right there.
Finley coming up big.
Yeah.
I said John Merklin. He graduated like 3 years ago.
Finley, senior this year,
Yeah.
kind of an unsung hero last year. You didn't hear much about him, but he played on the line a lot, and he did a lot of job blocking and trying to clog up
Absolutely.
things.
Just like you said, he's one of those guys that are taking on a bigger role with the absence of Jacob Schweigert.
So St. Gen digs in with trips to the right, and a quick
Looking to
pass over
pass.
the middle, and double
Tackled.
tackled right away by Mason Trollinger and
Justin Schweigert.
And Schweigert. Great job tackling there as they get minimum coverage as it goes to 3rd and 14.
Lost a little bit of yardage there on that tackle, too.
So with 5:56 left to play in the first quarter, St. Gen's defense playing pretty solid. They're going to take a water break, and so are we.
Indians go for it.
Another
They
throw over the
it
middle
in.
and intercepted by
intercepted.
Mason
Trollinger.
Trollinger on a shoestring catch.
Gets taken down right about the 46 line.
And St. Gen's defense coming up hard on that one as they pick up the man in the middle. And Trolley brings it down for a big interception, the first of his career varsity.
Yep.
And that's going to send St. Gen's offense back to the line as they are pretty hyped now.
Yeah, that's a great way to start that defensive possession there.
Perfect. Absolutely.
That's a good comeback after their, touchdown they had there.
And the water break of all things.
Yeah.
So doubles on the side.
And they quickly get
Ferraro
into it.
keeps the ball. He goes straight up the middle, picks up about 8 on that one with the lead tackle. And St. Gen continues to keep the ball on the ground. And for Luke, having this kind of running and this kind of impact, you know that that's only going to benefit him when he decides to go back and call an offensive pass play.
Yeah.
Because he's going to keep getting the defense coming in, and then all of a sudden just a quick deep shot.
Gives him a lot of options.
And they're going to get confused eventually, and there's going to be somebody wide open and downfield.
So St. Gen tightens it up, hands it off to Roth. Roth hits the corner hard. He hits the pole. He's going to go all the way. Nobody's going to catch him. Nice job again by St. Gen as they open the hole for Owen Roth, who takes it almost 50 yards to the house. And now the score goes to 20-7 as St. Gen continues to show its dominance on the ground today here at home.
If you just look at them run plays there, it just looks like St. Vincent absolutely crumbles. They don't know what to do there.
Yeah,
you're right, bro.
They can't find the runner. They're just getting blocked perfectly.
Sets back for the kick here. And he drives it through. Nice kick there. And
that's 3 for 3 for Ottens.
So 21-7 here as St. Gen goes to a 14-point lead.
Oh, wait, was that Bennett that kicked that or no?
No, I think it was Ottens.
Oh.
Unless he's got he stuffs his shirt up under his pads, so you can't see, you only see half the number. What number is Bennett?
30,
I'm pretty sure he's 30.
I think there's just one number on the jersey that we're seeing. So with 4:55 left to play, 21-7, St. Gen goes up by 2 scores at home in the season opener on this 78-degree night.
And after what they did to us last year, we're not going to give up anytime soon.
Oh, no, not at all.
We'll show no remorse this game.
If you're out there and you're bored today, come on to the game. A lot of vibes, a lot of new stuff you're experiencing here at St. Gen as we start the winds of change are kind of moving around as new opportunities are coming for the students. We'll talk more about those in a little bit. So St. Gen sets off for the kick, little squib kick. They find the spot, and he's going to try to take it and gets hammered at the 35-yard line as St. Gen defense comes back out. So one of the new things St. Gen has right now, if you come here, is we have an actually on-the-spot, if you want a T-shirt, they have it right there. They have all the designs and stuff. You pick the design you want, and they make it right there for you, right here on the spot on campus. So it's a really cool place. They have been super, super busy, and they can't keep they don't have any time to decide. Everybody comes up here and sees
it's a pretty neat thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So defense sets up here as the Indians go in motion, overload to the right. He drops back and passes again to their running back, number 14, Jack Seaball, who eludes and gets about 5 yards on that. So that'll bring up a 2nd and about 4 for the Indians. We see a little positive traction here on their first play.
And you could definitely tell the quarterback is new and, trying to make his presence here in his debut.
Well, I definitely can tell one thing, though. He's kind of laid back, so he doesn't seem to get too rattled.
Yeah.
And looks like he got St. Gen to jump off sides here.
Well, I feel like instead of, just backpedaling 15 yards and making that, that's a hard throw. And maybe try and just take it himself,
So the Indians get the Dragons to jump off sides, pick up the first down, their first first down of the
evening.
As they come out, 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. 4:45 left to play. Trips to the right side. Halfback in tow. Schumer in the shotgun formation. Calls for the snap. Hands off to the fullback. He's hit. Goes down, but not before he picks about 8 yards.
Yeah.
So good run by the Derek Garza. Looks like he weighs about 205 pounds. Normally listed as a receiver or linebacker as a running back, which is Seaball, the senior, has been taken. So they're taking time going back and forth at the running back position here. So they go split on both sides. Schumer takes a snap, drops back, looking up the middle. Nobody there. He's under pressure. He's going to have to get rid of it. He finds number 19 open, but not before he's hit really quick by number 11.
Alex Bosler.
Alex Bosler with a little heads-up play there.
Way to come in and see that. Read that play.
And Bosler was another unsung hero last year. He played defense, and, he's one of those players that it's shutdown defense, and you don't hear much about it unless you either get burned or you get an interception. They're not really asked to make a lot of tackles, just defend against the pass.
Yeah,
and
just to close up that receiver.
And one of the team leaders out there.
He's been really good, only playing for, last year's his first year.
Yeah. So that's incredible.
So receiver in motion, handoff to the
run it.
halfback right up the middle. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get it, though, and that's going to be a first down. So looks like the Indians, slow but surely, working their way down the field here as they're controlling the clock, as they realize real quick if they keep putting it back in the offensive hands, they're going to struggle.
They can maybe cut the lead down a little bit before the quarter
This
ends.
offensive possession definitely looks like they're leaning more towards the run play here. Haven't seen much passing going on here.
3:05 left to play. Trips to the left, one split to the right. He's going to throw over the middle, and it's deflected by number 50 of St. Gen.
Sawyer Bowman. Great deflection there.
Looks like he got a paw up.
Yep.
And at 2:49 with 2:10 left to play, St. Gen up on top by 14. As St. Vincent, Class 2 team, visits St. Gen. They set up in split receivers both sides, shotgun formation. Schumer gets the ball, hands it to the fullback, who takes it up the middle, and he's going to get about 10 yards on that. Hard to bring down.
Yeah,
they're going to have to gang.
He wasn't going down that easy.
Yeah. Paul Taylor coming back in for John Finlay.
2:42 left to play, 1st and 10. Same formation as they hurry up offense here, trying to catch the Dragons in a little bit of a mismatch. Schumer gets a snap, looking to throw out to the side, and it is caught by number 15, Hunter Mattingly of the Indians, and he's going to get another first down, and that's 5 in a row here as the Indians are starting to find some traction down the field and a rhythm.
Starting to calm down a little bit, get them nerves shaken off.
2:22 left to play. Schumer starting to control the offense better here. Trips to the right, one split receiver to the left. Shotgun formation, halfback in the backfield, looks to block, throw over the middle, and defended by Trollinger and Krupp. And
he didn't have much time to throw there. He didn't throw there. He was about to get sacked. He had some rushing.
Yeah, Pope called in a blitzing linebacker.
Yeah.
Good job picking it up by the halfback. With 2:10 left to play, 2nd and 10 on the, looks like the 22-yard line of St. Vincent. They come out of the huddle here with 2 receivers to the right. Make that 3 now. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Halfback in the backfield, shotgun formation. Schumer gets a snap. He's looking deep, one-on-one. He goes to the halfback in the backfield. It's a one-on-one right there. Great tackle by Krupp, one-on-one by that, but not before he gets a first down, it looks like. It's going to be close.
Slowly they're marching their way towards our end zone.
So it looks like they're going to be just an inch short or so of that yard line. So,
yeah,
3rd and 1, Matt Krupp. Nice job picking him up, but St. John's going to have to
They're going to have to find
build
some
a wall
rhythm here. Yeah.
Let's see if Pope dials up any kind of blitz package here with a minute 34 left to play and 3rd and 1. Double receivers both sides, shotgun formation. Receiver in motion from the left. It's a quarterback keeper. He's hit, but not before. It's going to be close. Depends on where they're going to spot it as the pile seems to have pushed him, and it looks like a first down. So the quarterback, Schumer, able to pick up the first down and get a yard on that. And St. Gen down to close to the last 10 yards of the field here.
They need to figure out something here on defensive end. I mean,
so the Indians split 3 on the right, 1 to the left here as they stay in the same formation. Shotgun, Schumer looking to get the snap here as St. Gen lines up almost man-to-man with a blitzer on the outside. Here he comes. And the pass is caught low, and that is a touchdown for the Indians. So 87, Max Wheeler scores, I guess, again.
Yeah, that was another tough catch, too.
Yes, it was.
That wasn't easy.
No, and he kept that ball low and underneath. I almost thought that he grounded it.
I know.
So the Indians score after a long drive, burning about 6.5 minutes off the clock for the Indians, as it's now 21-13, and St. Vincent's trying for the extra point. Better watch that. That's contagious.
I know they are.
You start yawning. So boys come set. There's the hike and
It's like he cans it right through the middle.
Sweet. So the Indians cutting the deficit in half on that, as it's now 21-14, as we're seeing a lot of offensive runs here.
Yeah.
And a fun night here at the park.
Yeah. Wasn't pretty nor easy, but they brought the ball up the field slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's like you said, a little bit younger team. They got the jitters. They just had to calm down and get a rhythm going. They got a rhythm going on that possession. Pretty solid. Just kept pushing forward, and it paid off for them.
Whether
I feel like
they did in a 50-yard run or 6.5 minutes, like you said.
Yeah.
I feel like coming into this game, we definitely knew it was going to be a high-scoring game, to start off with all the momentum going into the first snap. I mean, everybody's pumped to get football started.
Absolutely. But we'll see where they're at for their conditioning when we start getting into the third and fourth quarter and they start heating up.
Yeah, that's when it really matters there.
You do get quite a bit of breaks playing football, really.
Well, if you're going both ways, though, that can be a little.
Yeah.
That can be a little more elusively tiring than you think.
Yeah. Looks like T. Roth coaching up a few players right now.
See if we can make something happen here in 46 seconds.
So we must have had a penalty or something that occurred,
I was wondering.
because they are kicking from the 45 of St. Gen, and they kick it into the end zone. I'm not quite sure. I never saw the flag, so I really don't know what that was for. But St. Gen's going to take over on offense with 46 seconds left in the first quarter. If you're just tuning in, pretty good game so far, as St. Gen received the ball to start off the game, fumbled, and St. Vincent took over and scored, and then St. Gen had 3 unanswered scores, but the Indians just came back, and now it's just a 7-point game. As St. Gen lines up in that strong formation with one receiver to the right. A little quick pitch over to number 6, Grind.
Looks like it's going to take it pretty far there. I mean,
it's about 10 yards on his first carry, as St. Gen keeping the misdirection with the running backs. 40 seconds left. They'll probably get another play off before the end of the first quarter. That is, if Pope wants to. He may just say, hey, we're going to wait it out. But I think he's going to have to take it. We're 1 second under the shot clock here. And there's the handoff to Schwager straight up the middle. He's going to get about 3 yards, and that's going to end the first quarter. So ending the first quarter for St. Gen.
Not a bad start. I mean,
pretty
21
good,
to 14.
actually.
That's
so 21 to 14 first quarter.
Came out pretty hot. 3 touchdowns there. I mean, everybody kind of expected that's kind of how we were going to come out strong. Just got to contain them on the offensive end and try and build up a good lead coming into the second quarter.
I hear you.
Try and reduce those mental mistakes as they build up quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Checking in with our sponsors. If you're watching the SGHS Sports Stream right now, brought to you by Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, Ciro's been serving up the best pizza, pasta, and suds in Ste. Genevieve. Grab a table, sit outside, or pre-order for curbside pickup. Ciro's Family Restaurant, downtown St. John's, one of their oldest family restaurants and proud supporter of SGHS Sports. Click or go on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. That's cirosrestaurant.com/menus. So St. Gen will take over to start the second quarter as they hand off to Owen Roth, who's following the line, have some open area.
Looks like
Shoestring tackle there at the 55-yard line, or he might have gone to the house again.
Yeah. Great run there to start the second quarter.
So Roth definitely psyched up right now.
Yeah.
He's almost jumping up on his toes.
Just like you said earlier, as soon as his feet hit the ground, I mean, it's just acceleration immediately.
Yeah, and he goes straight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a lot of razzle-dazzle with him.
Yeah.
It's just straight speed. As St. Gen lines up tight formation, Frano takes the ball on a hack.
Looks like he's going to keep it.
And
he's going to go pretty far.
First down, and he shakes a
go
tackle, and he may hit pay dirt.
There we go.
As Frano takes the ball and goes deep for about 35, 40 yards for his second touchdown of the game. As St. Gen shows off its new light show. And St. Gen puts 6 more back on the board here with a quarterback keeper from Luke Frano. As Ottens lines up for the extra point. And the ball's up. Straight through.
Another good kick there by
Ethan Ottens.
Yeah. That's 4 for 4. I mean, he's.
So 28-14 as St. Gen builds back a 2-score lead with not even a minute to go in the second quarter. And I'm sure right now, if you are a future opponent of St. Gen, you're going to be keying into some of this tonight with the running game and what they're attempting to do here against the Indians. St. Gen, I believe, do they have Park Hills next?
I'm not positive,
I'm going
but
to
I
have to look at our
so.
schedule here. I know we have it here somewhere, I promise. So looks like for Ste. Gen Varsity, we're going on a long drive to University City.
Yeah, Park Hills is our next home game.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, we got 3 away games after this.
So if you plan on going to that game to University City, that game actually has been changed to 6 o'clock time, not 7. So if you show up at 7, you're going to miss an hour of the game. You probably have a long way to walk on your parking. So with 11:26 left to play, it's 28-14. St. Gen lines up for the kickoff. Let's see what side they decide to go to this time. Otten's in motion, squibs it down the middle, hits the ground.
Right side again.
And he's hit immediately, up top and low.
Good job by Ian Cairns and Micah Shear.
Ian Cairns showing some aggression there.
And St. Gen will bring their defense back out on the field. So with the lineup, you know, they're going with a different formation today. They're not so much spread out all over the place with trips and you know, double receivers on the outside. St. John's been keeping it in tight.
Yeah.
Maybe one receiver on the outside, leaving it one-on-one. Usually with Otten's out there, you know, it's a matter of time where I think they cut him loose and throw something to him one-on-one, see what they get.
That ties into a lot of, I mean, our running backs. We just have a lot of options there, a lot of running backs. That all ties into that.
Yeah.
On that last play, it was incomplete. John Finley got a hand on it.
And Wyatt Grime was on the defensive side tracking the receiver. So incomplete pass. That'll bring up a second down for the Indians. They come out with trips to the right, one receiver to the left. And looks like they got a different running back in right now, number 14, Seaball. He goes in motion to the right side. Handoff back to him, and he's met in the backfield
He's
quick
hit immediately
by number 23, Colton Brace. Nice job there, as that's a loss on downs there. And that's about a 5-yard loss. Great job.
We're seeing a lot of different players getting into the action here. Ian Cairns, Colton Brace.
Yeah, and those are, you know, seniors that we've never even talked about last year. So
St. John lines up. They got trips to the right, one to the left, split back in the backfield. Schumer takes a snap. He's going to throw. He gets hit hard, and the ball just sails, and that'll bring up a long fourth down. And
it's a little shaky to get up there.
You got to be
got
thinking
hit pretty hard.
Probably going to punt on this play as Schumer.
Yeah, he's limping.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to replace him.
That's unfortunate.
So special teams comes out for the Indians, and this will be the first punt of the game, it looks like.
Looks like they got one.
Yeah,
one, number 11, Alex Bosler, back real far.
The snap, and the kick is up. Good kick, good spiral. Alex calls it off and lets it run, and it goes to the 29-yard line of St. Vincent. So the Dragons will take over on the 29-yard line with 10:29 left to play. They're up by 2 scores, 28-14 in the second quarter. If you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty solid game so far. A lot of offensive plays here, and it doesn't look to slow down as St. Gen has definitely stepped up their ground game starting off the season.
Looks like they got Schweigert out there now.
So again, they got the one split onto the outside. Oh, they got a double receiving tandem out there. Schweigert in motion, and the snap, fake handoff.
Oh, and gives it to Grind.
Grind gets hit right at the line, though. Might actually have lost a yard as he's hit. And the razzle-dazzle didn't fool the Indians on that one, and that'll bring up a second down.
That was a sneaky play. I didn't even know where the ball was at there.
Well, that one play that Grind scored on that touchdown, I was looking at Roth. I'll tell you the truth right here. I mean, that was a good play call.
Ferranto faking it. Schweigert was faking it there. I mean, I didn't even know.
If you're looking at the formation and you're trying to describe it, it's almost like you have 2 tight ends that are playing back off the line, and one of those goes into motion.
Right.
And that is where they're kind of hiking the ball. So we got trips to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield.
Like right now,
and
it's going to fake it.
Ferranto keeps it and gets absolutely mauled in the backfield by 4 defensive players, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long for St. Gen as the last 2 plays got stuffed.
Yeah. See if our line can hold up again this time.
So this is right where I feel like Pope has been running, and they're kind of closing the gap and anticipating the run, and now's the time to kind of open something up, maybe with a quick slant or somewhere like that.
Try and get a pass play in there, see what happens there.
So 3rd and 8 on the 32. 28-14, 9:11 left on the clock.
We got Slink and Ottens out.
Split receivers on either side. Roth goes in motion to the left side. Goes back on the line as the play's called in. And timeout is called by St. Gen as they didn't like what they saw on the 3rd and 8.
Guess they'll take some time to review and work up a plan for this next snap.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. All right, we're back here in the second quarter of play here as St. Gen has double receivers to the left. Shotgun formation. He throws a slant, and there it is. And Grimes may be off to the races. 2 players to beat, and one catches up to him on the 5-yard line, and he goes almost 70 yards on that play. And there we have it on a 3rd and 8. Coach calls a quick slant to Grind. Grind catches the ball with no help in the backfield as the Indians are playing man-to-man defense. St. Gen wasting no time, goes straight from the huddle, straight into a tight formation. 1 split receiver to the right. Schweigert in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Ronald keeps the ball, follows him in, and
like
hits
he's gonna get in there.
Hey Dirt again for the 3rd time tonight. And Ferrano, after scoring 14 touchdowns on the ground last year, add 3 right now in the first half.
It's incredible.
And you were just talking about that. Let's try and get a pass play in there, maybe a little slant action. That's what they just did and got 70 yards out of it.
And it was a good call by the coach as it's now 34-14, and it looks like he knows what he's doing, pulling the defense in a little bit. And Ottens lines up. Let's see if he can hit his 5th.
Right down the middle.
Nice. And so St. Gen goes up 35-14 with 8:30 still left in the second quarter. St. Gen on pace right now to amass about 60-plus yards if they keep this up, or 60 points.
Yeah. Well, more than that.
More than
man.
60 yards. I think they got that in the first possession.
I'll tell you what, Luke is way faster than he looks, too. Or Ferranto.
It's almost like he's another one of our running backs out there.
Absolutely. And he's got to be a little tired because he's playing both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, as a DB back, he's having to cover any kind of receivers that are going out right now.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll definitely give him a break here in the second if we can.
Hey, if you are a St. Gen participant in the community and you like sports and you follow our high school, we have a new sports stream that is on the high school website. So if you go to sgdragons.org and you go to the high school, you will see in the right-hand corner of the computer screen, or your phone for that matter, in the middle of it, there'll be a nice little piece that sticks out. That's the SGHS sports stream. You click on that, and it's your one-stop shopping for all the athletics that you want as far as schedules, rosters, live radio broadcasts, esports, you name it, we're putting it there.
It's like Ethan's going to kick it towards the ground.
And it's
And
touched.
they fumble it.
And it looks like
I don't know.
Kind of dove out of bounds there as he tried to get on it.
And looks like the ref is going to talk it over with the other one before they make the call.
Looks like it was Micah Shear tried to jump on it as he's rolling out of bounds.
And looks like the Indians are going to retain the ball. St. Gen tries to make a case for itself, but it's not going to fade.
Tries to make a makeup play after that first kickoff.
So with 8:27 left to play, 1st and 10 for the Indians on the 26-yard line, 35-14, second quarter. Still a lot of football left to play here in the first half. The Indians come out with split receivers. Receiver in motion, number 19 for the Indians, takes the ball, and he sees an opening. Wow. He's wide open, and he could go to the house, coast to coast. Cale Meyer goes unmolested, and that's a touchdown for the Indians.
Defense just couldn't hold on to him, and we had him, but it slipped right through our hands there.
So St. Gen giving up the big play on the first possession and the first play of the possession for the Indians here as the Indians take it to the house.
That was definitely a big play for the Indians there.
Absolutely. Yes, it was.
They needed that.
Especially being down, they can't afford to waste 6.5 minutes anymore.
Yeah.
One for one possession.
And you know how it is. Once you start running away and you start to get about 4 or 5 scores, that's it.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes the wind out of the sails. But this puts them back into it.
See if they can convert this extra point here.
Bad snap.
It's like he still makes it.
So he wiffle balls it in.
Yeah.
And that's going to be 21. So on the scoreboard, 35-21 with 8:14 left to play today in the first half of St. Gen's home opener, as we have quite an offensive barn burner going on here. St. Gen will line up to receive from the Indians. If you're visiting our sports stream online, check out our podcast with Coach Pope. It's about a 23-minute interview with him before the season started, giving his insight and thoughts about the team and the upcoming season, new coaches that are coming, and some of the past players and new players that he's got coming in. And the Indians kick off.
Kickoff number 7, Owen Roth.
Roth.
Looks like
he
he's going
finds
to
a
take
hole.
it. Going to take it, get tackled about 40-yard line there.
And Roth takes it back to the 40-yard line. Great possession for St. Gen. Not really the guy you want to kick
Yeah.
if you're on the Indians.
Looks like we had a number of, fast runners out there.
So St. Gen looking for the call in from the offense here as they set to do their next possession here with 8:09 left to play. 35-21 is the current score. Tight formation, split receiver to the outside, Ottens. Shotgun formation by Ferrano. Motion by Roth.
Like
Roth gets the ball, but is hit quickly in the backfield by number 88.
Lost about 1 yard there.
Andrew Hotop of the Indians. And that'll bring a 2nd and 13 here. St. Gen slowing down the pace a little bit. You can't have a big run every time.
Yeah.
And this is where that conditioning right now is coming into play. It's all well and good in the first half, but what do you got left in the tank when you keep having this kind of momentum and these long plays and all this action going on?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're definitely going to find that out here.
So Ferrano keeps the ball, goes deep. He's got a man
Number 6
open, and Grind catches the ball.
Grind catches it. Going to get tackled at the 11-yard line there.
And great job by Grind right there.
Yeah, that was an amazing route there.
And good throw by Luke.
Amazing placement by Luke, yeah.
So about a 25-yard pass by Ferrano. 1st and 10 with 7:13 as the clock continues to run. 35-21. St. Gen tight formation again with one split receiver to the right. Ottens, shotgun formation. Ferrano keeps the ball. He's looking for a hole. He's dragging the defender and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard. 6:52 left to play in the first half.
It's kind of interesting to see how fast we can make a big play happen.
Exactly. And you look to see Coach Pope keeping this defense honest. If they want to keep playing up against the run, he's going to burn you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the message they're trying to send right now. As St. Gen shifts receivers to, looks like 3 to the right. So he's got 2 to the right with 1 on the back end of the tight end. And that one goes in motion, fake handoff, goes right back to Grind on a quick pitch up front.
Has nowhere to go.
So 6:08 left to play as it goes, 3rd and 6. As St. Gen knocking on the door here. You'd have to think that no matter what, they're going to keep going for it, whether it's 4th down or not. And the timeout is called by the referee. So the official timeout is going to be a water break for the team. And teams are basically going to go. We'll talk about our new sponsor that we got here for the sports stream. It takes a community to build a great team. And that's why we're so proud to partner with Cyril's Family Restaurant, a downtown tradition for over 30 years. Cyril's is the perfect place to celebrate a win or just grab a great meal. From their famous pizzas to fantastic pasta and savory sandwiches, they've got all the fuel you need to get loud for the Dragons. Dine in, outdoor seating, or curbside pickup, however you want it, Ciro's delivers. Ciro's Family Restaurant, our sponsor and your spot for great food. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. That's ciros.com/menus. So coming up here with 3rd and 6 now on the 9-yard line. 6 minutes left to play. 35-21. It would be nice to go in at half, up by 3 scores.
Yeah.
As St. Gen settles in here, they've got everybody on the line except for Ottens. They shift to the left side, overload, and Ferrano keeps the ball. He's going to be close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be short a yard, though. And that's going to bring up a 4th and a big 1 yard here. If you are the Indians right now, you are hoping for a massive stop here at the line if they decide to run.
Yeah.
A first down could be a backbreaker here.
I think this wouldn't be a bad time to try and get one out to Ottens. I mean, it looks like they haven't even been looking for him that much.
If he can get the inside, but it's a shotgun. Looks like Ferrano's going to keep it. He's going to run. It's going to be close. They may need a spot here. Let's see what and they're going to give it to him, and that is a first down. So Ferrano finding 2 yards, squeezes a little blood out of that turnip.
Yep, good job by Luke.
And looks like they're going to get a set of 4 downs here to see if they can get in. So with 5:09 left to play, St. Gen playing the clock here, taking a page out of the Indians playbook. As it is first down with just 2 yards left to go, you can't help but think that they're just going to kind of bulldoze this in somehow.
Yeah. Looks like they have Otten sitting out there, single man.
So Schwaggart in the backfield, they may give it to him, and he's just going to be the lead blocker.
Looks like
and
he'll take it in all the
Ferrano's
way.
going to slide in for his 4th touchdown of the night. And St. Gen 41-21 right now with 4:40 left to play. This is a completely different team than last year.
Yeah.
As they are in control and looking pretty solid right now on offense.
Absolutely.
Otten sits back for his field goal attempt. 6th one. Puts it up.
Once again, straight through the middle.
Shakes
That's
it home.
6 for 6.
And that's going to bring it up 42-21 with 4:40 left to play as St. Gen kicks off to the Indians. And we'll be back in a moment. All right, we're back. And looks like it's 42-21 with 4:40 left to play in the second quarter. We're still in the first half of St. Genevieve football. And the Dragons, after scoring, set up to kick off to the visiting Indians. St. Vincent right now trailing, looking to try and stem the blood flow here and try to catch up as they're down by 3 scores. A squib kick that may go out of bounds, and it does.
Flag thrown.
So it looks like an illegal kick out of bounds, and they're going to get the ball a little bit better position as St. Gen prepares the defense here.
It'd be awesome if we can get a good stop here and get back on offense so we can try and hold it till the rest till halftime.
So with the thought process of what we're seeing tonight so far on both sides, Kyler, what are your thoughts on defense? Like, what do they need to do to try and shore up some of these things?
I think they've been doing a good job overall. Just the little things as in gang tackling and trying to get that dude down. Earlier, we almost had him down at the 50-yard line, but he broke away because, only Krupe and one other dude was on him and able to give up a touchdown like that. But overall, I think the defense is doing a pretty good job tonight.
Broden, what do you see, bud?
I think our offense is amazing. Obviously we're scoring a ton. We can score it. It's just locking in on defense and holding them so they can't catch up to our lead.
I feel like earlier in the game, too, we had a lot more pressure on the ball than we do now.
Not as many blitzing linebackers. And
Right.
if there is, they're picking them up pretty well at this point.
Yeah, not letting them get through now.
One thing's for sure, the quarterback is definitely rattled a little bit. I mean, I think he's tired.
Yeah.
Lord knows he's picked himself up enough times off the ground here.
Yeah, he's got hit a couple hard times.
So Schumer in the backfield as they got split over to the right, single over to the left. Handoff to the halfback, 14. He sheds a block and
tries to go around everybody.
Cannot get to the outside. If he would have, he probably gone somewhere.
Yeah.
So Seaball, their starting running back, who's been probably their best one so far, as their halfback hasn't been able to penetrate on there. So with 4:07 left to play, 42-21, shotgun formation. Schumer gets the ball, hands off again, and Seaball is hitting behind hard and fast this time.
Paul Taylor comes out of nowhere there, gets through the line. Great rush there.
Nice solo tackle there by Paul as he gets good penetration on the defensive player, on the offensive guard. And that brings up a 3rd and 14 for the Indians. Indians coming out of the huddle here. They got trips to the right, single to the left, and the Seaball in the backfield here.
Same play, opposite side, though.
Schumer sends the receiver in motion from the right side, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty here, probably against the Indians for motion. And looks like a false start for the Indians. That'll be 5 yards to add to their woes here as it goes 3rd and 19 with 3:23 left to play, down by 3 scores.
That's a great start for the defense there.
So defense has an opportunity here to stop the offensive drive and keep the Indians out of the end zone and possibly give the opportunity for the offense to score again. So 3:13 as the clock rolls here. 3rd and 19.
Throw the ball here.
Schumer got trips to the right, single to the left. In motion, tough snap, and he goes deep with it. One-on-one, overthrows. Great defense again by Brody Woke.
Exciting to see him out there. He's a sophomore this year.
Yeah.
Great defense.
The only thing I think of sometimes, though, is sometimes some of them players that we're used to, they sometimes they throw the wrong jersey on them or something, you know, when they come up from the JV to the varsity or whatever.
Yeah.
And we call the wrong name. So looks like Caius Weaver's out there for the defense. And kick barely makes it off.
It's like it's going to land at the 40-yard line.
Bosler lets it go.
Rolls right out.
And 35-yard line, 36. And St. Gen with 2:50 left to play is going to take over. A lot of time on the clock. They have one timeout left, 42-21. Ball's in their possession. It is the second quarter as they look to try to extend their lead and take the heart from this visiting Indians team.
Yeah, that was great containment by the defense, not letting them get through, not letting them try and make anything happen there.
Yeah, it was a good job.
Really like to see that. Hopefully we can make something happen here before halftime, get a better lead, stronger lead going into half.
Well, they're aware of the clock, and they're going to take their time and try and push the ball down the field.
It's like Schweigert's going to run it, makes it about 4 or 5 yards, gets tackled.
So St. Gen, I'm sure, would be in a little bit of a hurry-up offense, enough to where they have enough time to score here.
Yeah.
But the clock's still running.
Maybe try and get a big run or something. And slow it down as they get closer into the end zone.
If you're the coach, what do you call here?
I mean, 2:15 to go. They could run it, maybe pass play next. Could go either way.
Well, they got doubles on the right, single on the left. Schweigert in motion.
It's like Ferrano's going to keep it. nowhere to go, gets tackled, loses about a yard or two.
And the clock runs with 1:55 left, and it is going to be a loss on that down, and looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 10.
Good job by the Indians picking up on that and blowing it up, as Luke's had numerous runs tonight.
And you know, if you're St. Gen right now, you're running the clock here. You got 22 on the running clock here, and you might run the ball here if you get something. Great. If you don't, let it run down again and then kick off. Or you might try to go deep.
Not like the end of the world if we can't score here, as long as we just keep the ball till half.
With 1:22 here, Verano shotgun formation. Fake handoff, throws the inside slant. It was open. He just underthrew him, and that'll stop the clock as Ottens has to try and catch the ball behind him.
Oh, looks like we got Wyatt Grind down with a cramp. The 50-yard line, 45-yard line. Pretty sure that's who it is.
Yeah, it
Can't
is.
quite see.
Well, they got the trainer coming out right now as they're massaging that calf muscle.
Good to see that it's only a cramp, though. I mean,
absolutely. So with 1:15 left, it's 4th and 10, 42-21. I'd half expect to see St. Gen kick the ball.
Yeah.
No sense in pushing a bad position here and giving the Indians good field position.
Yeah.
Right.
Given what the Indians have done, they can break out a nice long play here and score.
Yeah. They can get a spark going there in the second half coming out of halftime and try and make something happen. They're going to definitely try and push coming out of halftime. See if we can't get them a...
So Grind kind of wobbling off there. He's going to have to get a little water in his system here and rehydrate.
Definitely don't want to lose him.
No, going to have to get the massage gun going on that.
Yeah.
So with 1:15 left.
Those things are no joke, too.
Verano has been generally the kicker at times where he's gone in the shotgun formation, and then he just drops back off the shotgun and just pops one back. So they got double split out on the outside. Receivers. It's 4th and 10 here. St. Gen.
Yeah, looks like he's going to punt it.
Tough snap, but he does get it off.
Gets it to about 35-yard line. And we let it go there.
So about a 20-yard punt there.
St. Vincent has roughly 1:06 to try and make something happen before halftime.
And you know, honestly, if you're also St. Vincent right now, yeah, you probably take a couple shots downfield, but nothing too crazy because you don't want to put the ball back in the hands of the offense with too much time left on the clock. St. Vincent still has 2 timeouts as they're down by 3 strokes.
Looks like they're going to send 3 to the right, none on the left side. Alex has no one to defend, or Bosler.
Schumer in shotgun looks to throw. Quick out route.
Justin
cuts back inside, and there's nobody there to help right now.
Going to get tackled at the 45.
By number 5.
Max Krupe.
Looks, he has a cramp now. Looks like they need a timeout, start drinking some water.
So Krupe having a quiet day, but solid with tackling right now on the defense.
And I heard he's only a sophomore.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought he was a junior.
Well, if he is, that's better future for St. Gen's defense than the next couple years.
I mean, he recently had an ankle sprain, actually. I seen him getting taped up by Miss Fowler just the other day. So hopefully
I see that ankle taped up there.
Well, if you're a sophomore and you get an opportunity to start varsity,
absolutely.
Your leg has got to be falling off before you refuse to get out there.
Yeah, for sure.
So there are 58 seconds left, a minute and 10, 42-21 right now. The Indians looking to try and find something to help them out here.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of leadership from Mason Trollinger, number 9. He's talking all over. He's letting everybody know what's going to happen, what formation to get in on defense. I mean, that's awesome to see for our defense. Great leadership there.
Shotgun formation. Krupe takes it. Another deep shot here by Schumer. And good defense by both. Looks like Bosler and Trollinger on the receivers.
And good pressure by Jacob Warren there.
Absolutely.
rushing the quarterback.
Good anticipation, you know what I'm saying, as far as that goes. They know they're going to throw the ball, so they just got to be ready for it and not get beat deep. With 53 seconds left, 2nd and 10.
I guess they might try and run it. I don't know if they're going to try and pass it again.
Well, with 53, they got only 1 timeout left now, and they got to use that smart. Looks like they go to throw. Little out route. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does.
Might gain about 8-10 yards there.
But he stops the clock with forward motion with 48 seconds left in the 2nd quarter, as the game hasn't got past the first half yet.
See if the Dragons can get a stop here. 3rd down. 4 to go. That's going to be huge for us going into halftime.
Absolutely. Almost empty backfield. They got a halfback in the backfield to protect the quarterback. He goes in motion, low snap, and he gets hit right when he throws it. And great job right there. Had Taylor not had the hit there, that probably would have been a completion for a touchdown. So great pressure there by number 69, the senior, Paul Taylor. That brings up a long 4.
That's great to see the defense working together. Our cornerbacks, safeties, locking them up, and then you got guys rushing in for the quarterback, ain't got no time to throw it.
And I like the aggressive nature that they do, hitting them on the initial come off the line. So they're making contact, but right off the line, stopping immediate runs. So
that just adds another second for him. Can't throw it once again, and just gets hammered by Trollinger and Matt Krupe.
It's like a joint hit, but it's a 1st down, but that's going to keep the clock moving. 38 seconds. 42-21 as the Indians making a little bit of movement here. And I can't tell if this is a water break or if this is a timeout. It looks to be a timeout by the Indians, who no longer have any more. So they've taken their last timeout. So they cannot stop the clock if they keep the ball in bounds, which if you're St. Gen on defense, that's exactly what the coach is telling them. Keep them in bounds, don't let them score deep, and let the clock run out. They've got to hurry up to the line and spike it if they want to save anything.
Absolutely.
We don't want them to score here. Might as well try and see if we can get a stop here to go into halftime, catch our breaths there.
Yeah.
See if we can stop them coming into the 3rd.
So good crowd tonight on hand for the season opener for both teams. St. Vincent's crowd's pretty solid over there.
Yeah.
And so is St. Jen's. It's good. Good school spirit and following of the kids who are playing in support of their communities. As we come out of the timeout, and the Indians, shotgun formation, Schumer looking to try and throw here. He's looking for pay dirt down the middle.
Gets
He's
rushed.
got a guy open.
Drops it.
Oh, my gosh, he just overthrows him.
And that has to do with he's getting rushed. He can't really, ain't got no time to, read and set up for that throw there.
And that was a great job by John Finley on that one. He's the one who broke in the backfield and caused the initial throw to go over. And that's what's been helping St. Gen right now against the quarterback, who I feel is a pretty decent thrower. He's finding receivers. He's hitting them. He's not really someone who gets frazzled. I mean, he sits back there and he's calm. Just kind of demeanor you want from your quarterback. So it's 2nd and 10, 32 seconds left. Schumer has his running back, Seaball, in motion here. Takes a snap, and he's in pressure again. Seaball there, but not before the inside linebacker
hammered
sniffs
by
that one
number
out.
5.
Max Krupe again having a game in the first half. And the newcomer is definitely making a name for himself right now.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just all over the place, tracking the ball down, and definitely not afraid to hit someone hard. 14 seconds here. It's like St. Vincent's going to take some time to review.
So 14 seconds left. And the clock's going to run, and there's nothing they can do except maybe take one more shot at the end zone. And so they line up, but they're definitely taking too much time, and I don't think they're going to get the ball off. No. And they don't even get the ball off. And
the quarterback pleading that
he's trying to say that St. Gen committed some sort of encroachment before the ball was snapped.
See what the refs decide.
I did not see a flag go up by the – well, yeah, there is over here on this side. And that's it. They're going to call it.
Yep.
So that's it for the first half as St. Gen goes into the half 42-21, up by 3 scores in a pretty solid game so far by the Dragons against the visiting
St.
Indians.
Vincent going into halftime a little bit with their heads down. Don't know, can't really do nothing there in that last 30 seconds.
It's got to be a little frustrating right now for the team, but, with that being said, both teams are going to go in, take a break here, try to recuperate, and we're going to see really who's got gas left in the tank going into the second half on basically a hot – it should be a hot. It's not normally like this, but it should be a hot, muggy first game in August/September.
Yeah,
so we're going to take a break and let the dance team do their thing, and we'll be back to you to start the second half here in a little bit.
Every community has a story, and in downtown St. Genevieve, a big part of that story is right on Merchant Street. Back in 1934, our location was an Aura's Cafe serving up delicious home cooking. It later became the Dunsey Cut Rate Drugstore, a popular hangout for school kids, and even a bus stop between St. Louis and Cape Girardeau. This building has seen a lot of history, but in 1989 it found its true calling when Ciro's opened its doors. For over 30 years, we've been a local favorite, known for our famous homemade onion rings, Ribley soup, and of course the best pizza around. We're proud to continue the tradition of good food and great company. Stop by Ciro's today and be part of our story.
All right, so we're back for the second half coming up. Minute 42 left on the clock before we do our thing. If you're just tuning in and you were seeing some of that light exchange that was going on outside, that wasn't a glitch in your TV or on our camera. Ste. Genevieve has a little bit of a light show going on here as they had their lights replaced over the summer along with the scoreboard due to the hail damage that went through about a year and a half ago that was really, really significant. It dinged a lot of the equipment that was outside, and so we were lucky enough to have a little bit of an insurance to come and cover some of that, and we're taking advantage of it right now and looking at the new technology that goes with it, and it's pretty impressive and fun to watch. So if you haven't seen it, you definitely want to come out in about 3 weeks. Our next home game is against Park Hills. When we play them, I'm sure the nights are going to get a little bit darker, sooner, and we're going to be closer to October. Hopefully it's going to be a little cooler outside. Perfect time to come out and watch football.
Should be another good game, too. I mean, Central's kind of one of our
rivals.
I mean,
yeah, we play pretty strong every year. Absolutely. We're looking to try and pick up a win at home. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with 42-21, 24 seconds left going into the half before we start the second half. Any thoughts on how they're going to conduct business as usual, perhaps? Are they going to throw some new stuff out there?
Well, I think overall they did a very good job on the offensive side in the first half with numerous trick plays and having numerous guys go in motion and Luke keeping the ball often and that one slant, caught him off guard with Grind, and another long throw to Grind, been that main receiver tonight.
Yeah.
Otten's getting no love so far, but we'll see what we decide to dial up here in the second half.
I feel like it's definitely smart to not try anything too crazy, in case they make a big push here. And maybe going into the fourth, we can try some new things.
Absolutely. You talk about some of the main caretakers here, but you said Otten's not getting much love, but, he's been doing a lot of great job blocking to his defensive player out there.
Looks
and
like
another
we got
special
some good
team
blocking
struggle
going
here.
by St. Vincent.
And a tackle there, finally.
Takes it about 25 yards. Number 19.
Justin Slinkard.
Special teams having a little bit of trouble tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely gave them a little momentum out the push there for St. Vincent.
Absolutely.
So Justin Slinker, the tackle for St. Gen, who's number 19, who tackled number 19, Cale Meyer, for the Indians, as Indians take over possession to start off the second half with good field position on the 45-yard line.
Yep.
They'll start out in shotgun formation again with trips on the right, single receiver on the left, tailback in the backfield. Snap and a handoff.
Looks like he's going to get eaten up by.
Yeah, good job by Jacob Schweiger. Not Jacob Schweiger, Jacob Warren.
Jacob Warren and Caden Manning.
Warren measuring in at 6'2", 250 right now is a lot to handle up there on the line.
I know. Our line's impressive size-wise.
Yes, they are.
Manning, Paul, and
they're also fast, too. I mean.
Yeah, you got Paul Taylor at 6'4", 210.
He might be the fastest friggin' guy on the field, huh?
Yeah.
See, calls for a snap. Looks like he's looking to throw. Gets it to number 1, Kellen Pitts.
Tackled by Trollinger. Looks like he got a little bit pushed off and was able to receive that.
Gained about 15 yards there, 15, 20 yards.
A good job by the Indians coming out of the half, starting off strong here.
Yeah, that's kind of what we expected from them. Let's just see if the Dragons can contain it and kind of slow them down here. as they get closer to the end zone. Schumer calls for the snap. Looks like he's going to give it to number 14.
Jack Seabaugh.
Good job by Warren and Schweigert. Able to take him right down.
You know, and another player we're not really mentioning a lot of is looks like Dylan Cash out there.
Yeah,
Cash is labeled at 285 at 6'5", and the defensive line.
You know, they come in.
That's an immovable
at
object
lunch.
right there.
That's right.
They come in at lunch talking about he's unstoppable. You cannot move him. He's a wall.
Well, he took on 2 there, and good penetration, and Toggy almost gets the sack.
Loses about a yard there.
Jacob Warren just everywhere out there.
I mean, we had 4 guys rushing him right there. He had nowhere to go and got eaten up right there next to the 30-yard line.
Cash manhandled the center there, pushing him all the way back and almost gets the sack.
Yeah.
And Schumer looking pretty comfortable, though.
Shotgun formation again. Halfback in motion. Schumer looks to throw to him.
Throw another rush.
To 87.
87, spin move. Schweiger eats him up.
Nice job. And good pursuit there by St. John's defense as it was 3rd and 24 on that play.
Yeah.
And 9:32.
Looks like they gained about 3 yards on that.
Now they have to go for it here on 4th and 20, down by 3 scores. 9:25 left to play. They got trips in the right, single back on the left, and a halfback in the backfield, as Schumer undoubtedly is going to try to throw here.
Yeah.
Or get them to jump off sides.
Low snap. Some more rushing. He's
Schumer
caught
pressured.
up in the middle of it. Gets taken down by
number 73,
I guess
Madden Wolk.
Madden Wolk, yeah.
So Madden Wolk coming in for a big sack, and that's a change of possession.
Those last 3 possessions, Schumer was just getting eaten alive. He was getting 3 or 4 of them rushing him every possession there. It was great to see coming out of the half. Coming out aggressive.
That's a heck of a line you got right now for weight. 285, 210, 250, 210, 200. I mean, that's insane for a high school team right now. With 9:10 left to play, offense takes the snap, gives it to Owen Roth, who's smothered on the line of scrimmage. So it looks like the commitment to the run's still there here, unless they're trying to set him up and bait him.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen them do that numerous times tonight, so.
2nd and 10 here. Let's see what the Dragons try and draw up. Looks like they're sending Ethan out far by himself again.
Pretty crowded formation. Roth goes in.
Owen fakes it. Luke keeps it. Or Ferranto keeps it. Gets tackled at the line of scrimmage once again.
Swallowed by 2 linemen with not much of a gain.
Yeah,
That's going to be a
job
3rd
by
and
the
long
Indians
here.
being able to pick up on these runs and
3rd and 9.
Finally find a solution and able to stop them.
Let's see, Luke comes in close to see.
So if you're the coach here, do you keep a quarterback keeper or do you throw the ball?
I mean, that's kind of what Luke's been doing. He's taking that responsibility and keeping it and trying to make something out of it. See what he does here. Calls for a snap. Looks like he's going to draw back. Looks like he's going to go. He has some room.
He's flushed out of the
Fakes it
pocket.
out, gets the first down, and runs out of bounds at the 50.
Nice job by Ferrano using his legs as the defense flushes him out, sends him to the left side as he runs out of bounds untouched, but not before he picks up the first.
He's taken on a good responsibility of being that hero in those situations there.
Absolutely, and it always seems like he always makes the right decision.
Yep.
7:46 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Lots of playing time left to
see. Ethan Otten sets up on the right side alone again. Luke calls for a snap, gives it to Grind. Gains about a yard.
Brought down.
Little extra curricular shoving there at the end, but no joy on that.
St. Vincent trying to release some anger.
Between Madden Walk and
Madden just got in.
and 7:26 as the clock runs. St. Gen content to keep it on the ground and the clock running.
Ottens once again goes out wide.
It's almost like they're using him as bait out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, I mean, they might just, eventually St. Vincent's going to forget about him, catch him off guard, and he's fast enough, definitely.
It's very tight
See
formation.
what Luke
once
does. Gives it
again.
to Schweigert. He tries to go right down the middle and gains 2 yards there.
And looks like we may have a possible injured player, number 52 for St. Gen, Caden Manning, one of the linemen. Weighing in at 215 right now.
Holding his private part.
Yeah.
He gets up. It might be just a little stinger there.
Yeah. Should be fine. Looks like he'll stay in.
Well, that's what Schweigert's good at, is pumping those legs. And
another tight formation with Ottens out by himself. Ferranto calls for it, gives it to Schweigert. Has a whole bunch of rush. St. Vincent rushes him.
And it looked like it was going to be a reverse over to Grind, but the defense was in the backfield so fast that Schweigert just had to keep the ball and eat it.
Yeah.
So good. Honestly, that's a good decision by the senior not to try and force the reverse handoff when he's in a crowd like that. So referee timeout here. So it looks like
4 and 9.
So it looks like they're going to start,
I guess,
getting the water here a lot more frequently with 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
I guess they're going to try and, they kind of want to punt it.
Well, you would assume on a 4th and 9, and they're on their 49, that they would. But Coach Pope may be feeling a little lucky being up by 3 scores. One thing you don't want to do is tempt fate and give them false hope.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely looking at Ottens every single play, just out there by himself. I feel like almost in some of these 3rd and 10 situations, we should almost give him a try to make something happen. St. James good at lighting a spark like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the past they've overloaded a side and had somebody cut over the middle for just about 8 or 9 yards. That's a quick little dump off over the middle that might be open, but we'll see if he opens up the entire backfield.
See, looks like we got Cam Vogt, number 14, and as a running back, standing alongside Luke Ferranto.
So this is definitely a formation that he kicks as they overload to the left. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Trying to fake the snap.
So he's trying to get him to jump off sides.
St. Vincent.
So they're going to let the clock run out and just kick the ball here. A penalty isn't going to hurt him. And that'll be a delay of game by St. Gen. 5-yard penalty, and they'll push it back a little bit as undoubtedly Ferrano is going to kick the ball on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think this disrupts our game that much if we can get it down there by their 10 or 20 maybe.
Oh, and a bad snap over Ferrano's head.
He
may still get it off, and he does. Great job by Ferrano.
Going to land at the 45.
Yeah.
Gained a little bit there, but.
So the snap over the head, and it goes almost 20 yards back. He picks it up, runs, and boots it, and takes it basically to the 46-yard line of St. Gen. So he made something
really
good out of bad there.
Yeah,
really only gained about 10 yards there, though.
Could have been a lot worse.
Definitely could have been there. He was back at our 20 there.
And that was a great heads-up play by the senior, because anybody else might have just ate it, sat down on the ball, and just taken the loss. But he fought through and got the ball off and hit it on the corner.
See what St. Vincent does. Schumer calls for the snap. Looks like he's going to toss it. Number 3.
Grind not able to tackle him.
Stays up. Goes an extra 10 yards. Gets tackled out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
So initial contact made by Grind, pushes it back, but he keeps his feet and is able to shimmy out to the right side and gains a first down.
Completion by number 3, Levi Schilling.
Levi Schilling. Well, 5:18 on the clock. First down and 10. A little sense of urgency here from the
runner
from the
in
Indians.
motion. Sure. Just takes it. Got past a couple. Oh, fumble.
And there could be a change of possession here.
3 Dragons are on it, and only 1 St. Vincent's on it. They're fighting for it.
Pope thinks he has it. He almost runs out to the 50-yard line in the middle of the field. He's so excited.
St. Vincent has the ball right now in their hands. See what they call.
You can definitely hear the displeasure from our fans.
Yeah. Seems like St. Vincent might keep it here.
And
so
they
got
got
a player
a
down.
Injury timeout here is number 22, Quentin Doza of the Indians, holding
his hamstring.
Yeah.
Or his,
he took that
it's either his knee or his
knee.
hand. Looks like he is also having a little bit of a
crampage issue.
And I think we're going to see a little bit more of that as the night goes on.
Be a good time for them to get some water in.
So 5:06 here, 42-21, 2nd and 8, and we'll be back in a moment.
All right, so coming back out from that injury, number 22 had a bit of a cramp going on.
So that's Quentin Doza for the Indians.
See what St. Vincent tries to do here. Make some yardage, get something to happen here. Kind of really need it for them.
2nd and 8.
Running out of time here in this.
See what
second
Streamer
half.
does. Calls for a snap.
Continue
Sets
to
back,
go.
tries to throw it. Number 1's open, misses it.
Trollinger on the defense there.
Right through his hands.
Yeah.
Great defense.
Pinkley and Trollinger there.
Yep.
Able to cover.
Seems like number
multiple
1's
guys.
getting open a lot. Kind of beating his defender a little bit. That might be something to watch here, getting in later part of the game.
Yeah, Kellen Pitts standing at 6'5", 180. Senior year here for him, so.
Well, brings up a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, he looks 6'5", shoot.
Yeah.
Trips to the right, single to the left. Single man backfield.
Calls for the snap, sets back, looking to throw.
Going deep.
Throws it
And he's got nobody.
way too far, intended for number 19.
And
Definitely a
number 1.
miscommunication there by the team, but there's a flag down on the play, and it could be a late
Shermer
hit on
Looks
the
like
quarterback.
Schumer's hurting bad. Gets up.
And I think he got hit on the throw. The personal foul looks like against the Dragons, and that's going to be an automatic 1st down. So tough run there because that had been a 4th down and long, but St. Gen gives them a new life as they take a cheap shot on the quarterback after he releases.
And I think that might have something to do with him just really trying to
Yeah,
almost like.
Yeah, not the best throws there anyways.
Yeah.
It's hard, though, when you don't have any time.
Or you get smoked
Yeah,
in the
or you
backfield.
get smoked in the backfield, yeah.
Getting on his knees. He has to take some time. Regain his
So
breath.
official timeout here as they come to check out their starting quarterback, and this could be a big problem for the Indians. And they're going to have to replace him if he's going out for this one. And this is every coach's nightmare.
Yeah.
So it looks like number 15, Hunter Mattingly, a freshman quarterback, may be coming in here for the Indians.
Stands at 5'11", 160.
And looks like he's going to come in, and the team is pretty excited about him as they cheer him on.
Yeah.
So this is probably his first snap as a varsity player.
That's great news for the Dragons, especially at where St. Vincent's at here on the
Let's see what he does here.
Calls for
It's gonna
snap,
be a
just
quick
going to
handoff,
hands it
and
off.
looks like it's going to be a illegal motion on somebody here on the line. St. Gen thinks it's on the Indians. And it's a false start against the Indians.
Celebrating there.
5 yards back, and we'll try it again. To be expected of the rookie quarterback coming in here.
2 rookies, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they have no experience.
And it looks like he got his 1 snap and he's out, and they're going to bring
Number
Schumer
4.
back in.
They said that's enough of that.
So after taking the penalty and no play, Schumer starts over on new downs, but it's 1st and 15 on the 30.
See what he sets up. He has 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Calls for the snap, just going to hands it off number 14 and gets sacked by Paul Taylor and Justin Schweigert coming in hot.
Paul Taylor with the hit right there. Solo tackle right there.
Now number 14's down with a cramp, it looks like. Everybody's cramping.
And you can't see why not after he gets hammered there and then has 210 pounds falling on top of you.
Yeah. I'd take a breath if I got tackled by Paul Taylor.
And looks like they're going to take another water break.
You'd probably be trying to catch your breath.
Yeah.
Well, and Coach Pope is asking what's going on here. It's like almost a free timeout for the other team.
Yeah.
And this isn't an official water break, and I can understand. Official is saying it's his timeout, which is kind of weird why that's the coach on the other team's allowed to come over and almost have a timeout talk with his team. That's got to be frustrating for Coach Pope over there, who's throwing both hands up in frustration.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with multiple players now in the same possession.
See if Dragons can work something out here, try and get a big stop. 2 and 19
for the Indians here.
Schumer calls for it.
Absolutely.
Sets back, looking to throw. Number 1's open, catches it at the 10-yard line and brought down by Mason Trollinger, number 9.
So decent cover by Trollinger there.
Yeah.
He just throws it in the breadbasket as it's a mismatch of size. But Trollinger has a solo tackle on that, brings it down, and that's going to be a first down for
good
the
job
Indians.
Considering Kellen Pitt's standing at 6'5".
Definitely looks like they're their number one. He's their number one option right now.
100%.
I mean, he's beating everybody. He's getting open. Just got to convert those.
So the clock winds with 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
Schumer calls for the snap. Sets back again, looking to throw at number 1. Misses it long over the head.
And Trollinger there again for that one.
Trollinger having a night on defense, talking it up, being a leader, making big plays, big stops. That's great to see out of the junior.
So it's 2nd and 10 now. 3:50 left on the clock.
Coming in for Trollinger now.
Give Trolley a break.
Well, because I think they're going to go back to that receiver again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gone to him every time. Hey, my gosh, when you're 6 foot plus, just throw the ball up and just have him go get it.
He looks pretty coordinated and
open.
athletic too. You know, he's not just 6'5" and
see what Schumer do.
Nothing.
Schumer talking to his running back a little bit, switching sides. Gives it to him, just lets him take it. Number 21.
Hit at the line.
Good job by the Dragons, able to disrupt that.
Dirk Garza.
Taken down at the line. He's not exactly what you would call a fast, running back. I would call him a fullback. I mean, he's big, he's bulky, and he just hits the line and just goes hard into people.
Yeah.
So, he's not going to pick up a ton of yardage. He might pick up 2 or 3 here.
He's just, in there to get a couple yards there whenever they need it. Let's see, 3 and 10. Let's see what Schumer calls up. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Kind of their same action they've been going with this whole offensive possession.
And looks like there may be a timeout call by Pope, who didn't like the way the offense was set up to his defense. And he stops the clock with 3:07 in the third quarter, and that'll be St. Gen's first official timeout of the second half. We'll be back in after a moment. All right, we're back.
St. Vincent sets up. Everybody's set. Schumer see what he's going to pull out here.
3:07 here.
Calls for it.
Quick
Throws
pass.
quick. Just slides right out of the hands of
Yeah.
number 1,
It's
Kellen
a good
Pitts.
throw there.
He really likes to, run right in the middle of everything.
Hit
Like
by
a
Max Krupe again. So Krupe in the middle linebacker there, able to deflect once he hits him. Not the best pass.
No.
With 3:03, it's 4th and 10. They've got to score here. It's a change of possession on the 12-yard line.
Same setup they're going with almost every possession. Schumer calls for it. Fake hands off. Pass it to number 87. Looks
Good
like
defense by Bosler.
looks like he catches it.
Yeah.
Diving out of bounds. Good defense by Bosler, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that was a good throw. Good placement.
So first score of the second half.
Bosler shaking his head, don't know what to do there. He was all up in his grill.
42-27 as the Indians cut the deficit to just 14 if they hit this extra point.
See if Schumer can give them a couple extra points here.
Yeah, Schumer's our kicker, too. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Big responsibility for just a rookie QB. Drills it, though.
Absolutely.
So that sets him up 42-28.
Only cut the deficit down a little bit.
2:58 to go in the third. See if St. Gen can maybe.
So that was a heck of a job, honestly, by the Indians. What's wrong?
That thing was on my leg.
Oh. My man Kyler here is attacked by a moth the size of a Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
Just trying to enjoy the game.
It's the light we have on in the booth right now.
I thought it was one of the cords on my leg, but I looked down and it was that.
You had a little buddy, huh? So looking at 2:58, and St. Jen's going to get the ball here for the first time in the third quarter. And honestly, a great job by the Indians on that possession. They basically controlled the ball the entire third quarter.
Yeah, really calm, kept it controlled, and got a good touchdown out of it. See if St. Gen can kind of push back a little bit and keep the deficit within 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, St. Gen had one possession this quarter. They were about a 3-and-out. Verano kicked the ball out of bounds after a bad snap.
Yeah.
And it was controlled by the Indians with 2:58 left to play.
Kick is up. It goes pretty far to the 10.
It's going to be caught by
Tyler Sherry, I think. Has nowhere to go.
That's right.
Gets tackled at the 22-yard line.
So Sherry, a freshman, catches the ball, brings it up to the 20, close to the 25-yard line, 23.
Yeah. He's had it. He's a good returner. I mean, just a freshman. He's
got speed.
Yeah. I mean, he has an insane build. 6'2", 180 for a freshman.
That is insane for a freshman.
Absolutely.
So St. Gen on the possession here as it's 42-28. First and 10, 2:51, and St. Gen on their possession.
Oh. Sorry about that.
And the throw to Ottens is just barely missed.
And unfortunately, right now, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with our camera and the crew. Our huddle focus is off. We'll try to get that fixed, but we still got the audio going right now.
Still commentate. Flag was thrown. Holding on St. Gen. Sets him back, I guess, another 5 yards. 2:44 to go in the third. First and 10, or first and 20.
Yeah, 10-yard penalty there is going to
That's not good for St.
set
Gen.
back the Dragons just a little bit there on that last possession. Luke not really having enough time to get the ball out, but still a very good throw, but just barely missed by Ottens, which would have been an incredible pass.
That's really good for St. Vincent, though. Kind of controlling them better.
Yeah. So two out to the left.
See what Luke can do. Oh, false start on number 1, Kellen Pitts for St. Vincent.
Good job by Luke to get him off sides and gain back a little bit of that 10-yard deficit we lost there. So that's good.
That's not what you want if you're St. Vincent after just setting them back 10 yards. Yeah. Bet he's shaking his head for that. So
the
Luke calls.
get back
Dragons
into
are
the
set
play
up.
motion.
Let's see what Luke wants to do. Low snap.
Oh,
Fakes
he
to
keeps
Justin
it.
Schweigert. Caught by number
Grind.
6, Wyatt Grind. Gains about 8-10 yards there.
So good job by Luke, able to capitalize off that bad snap and get it out quickly to Grind and able to pick up 8 yards.
Staying calm. Great QB. So lucky that St. Gen has him. Let's see. 2 and 5 to go. Getting close to the 2-minute mark. See if St. Gen can kind of pull something off here.
And if you're just joining us, we're having some trouble right now with the huddle camera. So just bear with us with that.
Still be commentating it though. Let's see. Frauno calls for the snap.
And Schweigert able to just power his way through the line.
Schweigert powers his way for the first down.
Great job by Schweigert. That's what he does best.
Amazing job by Schweigert there.
So Schweigert really gets the handoff and just powers through 4 or 5 guys and takes it 5-6 yards and picks up the first down for the Dragons. And the clock winds down with just 1:30 left to go here in the third quarter.
First down, I could have.
They overload that left side.
Tight setup here. Ethan by himself. Ethan Ottens again by himself. Hands it to number 7, Owen Roth. He's following Schweigert. Couple blockers, but can't go anywhere and gets taken down.
Broden.
Oh my God. I don't even know what that is. Sorry, there's a moth on Kyler's leg again. Focus back in here. So 2 and 10 to go, 1 minute left in the third quarter. Really trying to get something out of the Dragons here and get a quick touchdown after St. Vincent just scored from number 87, Max Wheeler. Luke Frauno keeps it. He has some room. He has slides
right
at the
out of bounds. Able to stop the clock there.
45-yard line. Good read by Luke to slide and not go into that contact.
Yeah, and able to stop the clock.
We got that first down. No reason to go right into a St. Vincent defender.
So the clock is still running here as
clock's running.
Just let it run out.
20 seconds to go. 1st and 10. 10 seconds right now. Looks like they're kind of waiting.
Yeah.
They might just wait it out, I guess. Yeah, looks like that's what the Dragons are going to do, just going to wait it out. And that's the end of our third quarter. Dragons 42, St. Vincent 28.
So at the end of the third quarter, St. Vincent Indians doing a little better job controlling the pace of the game and able to bring the ball down the field and get a touchdown, mainly using passing as their main thing. But we're going to take a second and shout out to our sponsors. Want to know a secret about Ciro's? Our building has been a part of St. Gen's history for nearly a century. It started as the Oris Cafe in 1934 and became the Dunsey Cut Rate Drugstore, a popular place for students to meet after school. In 1989, Ciro's was born, a nod to the old Oris Theater next door. We started with sandwiches and pasta and then added our famous pizza in 1990. Today, we're still serving the best homemade onion rings and Ribley soup and a fresh salad bar. Come taste the history at the Ciro's restaurant, one of downtown St. John's oldest restaurants, carrying on a tradition of delicious food since 1989. Click on the QR code or go to online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, now coming out in the fourth quarter, Dragons still up 42, St. Vincent 28. Dragons ball. Luke Ferranto calls for a snap, takes it himself, slides right into the 45-yard line. Another good play, not avoiding the contact.
Yeah.
Gains 1 or 2 yards out of that. We're going the opposite way. See if the Dragons really need to make a push here to try and get a touchdown. If St. Vincent gets the ball again, they have a big chance to make something come back. They're within 2 touchdowns.
So if you're just joining us, a little trouble difficulties, but we
it's like
looks
the camera's
we got
back
it all
on.
figured out, so that's good. And the Dragons lined up in a tight formation. Hand off to
Ferrano, hands it off. Number 6, White Grind, who gets tackled.
Takes the
gains
contact.
A few extra yards for the first down. That was a great read by Luke Ferrano to pitch it out to Wyatt Grind and let him have it the rest of the way as the defender was closing in on Ferranto there.
And Grind able to pump his feet and pick up 3 or 4 extra yards on that, so great job.
Looks like they're setting up for the next play. Trying to see what Pope wants to call out for them.
St. Gen trailing by 2 touchdowns right now. 1st and 10 with 10:45 as the clock runs.
Another tight formation. Ethan Otten's out by himself again.
I'd imagine if you're St. Gen, you want to keep the ball on the ground and the clock rolling.
Yeah. Fake handoff to Owen.
Gives it to Schweigert, and
Schweiger takes it.
Right
Schweiger takes it all the way, sneaks through and gets tackled at the 5-yard line. Another spark lit by Spark.
Yeah, great job by Schweiger, able to find some room on the outside sideline and take it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Just snuck right through about 5 defenders of St. Vincent.
So 1st and 6. St. Gen knocking on the door here.
That was exactly what we wanted to see from St. Gen.
Referee timeout here, as I think it's going to be a water break.
They were starting to have a little bit of struggle on trying to find something that works on the offensive end, but.
And this is what we've been talking about. You know, we're in the 4th quarter right now, and wearing teams down and players down, and you know, they were doing a really good job, you know, St. Vincent stuffing the line, trying to figure out that run, and now all of a sudden it's opening back up again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, we apologize for the technical difficulty. Our huddle camera actually timed out, and we didn't have extended running, and so we're plugged in on a manual here, so you'll have to bear with us as we are filming here. Thanks to our tech guy, Mr. Bowman, who's keeping us running here.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman.
I'm sure Coach Pope would appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's tough to only get half of a, you know, almost like just 2 quarters of a game.
So the Dragons set back out. Teams rolling out to the field again. 10:26 to go. 1st and 6. 42-28 still. See if the Dragons can make something happen here. Setting up around the 5-yard line. I could only imagine they're going to try and bulldoze in there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Maybe a little fake handoff. Ferranto might keep it. Or Schweiger bulldoze.
Yeah.
Still not seeing much love out of Ethan Ottens. He's just
a decoy out there.
He's just a decoy out there by himself.
Well, Luke threw him that one throw, but it slipped right out of his hands, and then Ferrano threw that one.
He's really fast. He definitely can get past a lot of defenders. And it'd be nice to show him a little love here, but hey, we're winning, so.
That's all that matters.
That's what you call non-selfish play right there.
Yes.
Or unselfish play.
Yeah.
Looks like he's fine with it, too. Not pouting or staying in the game. He's fine. Refs trying to figure things out, sort things out here. Everybody sets up. A little tight formation again. Ferrano calls for the snap, hands it off to Justin Schweiger, tries to bulldoze in.
Pops out to the outside, finds another lane.
Looks like he gets.
Boy, he's awful close.
Yeah.
And he's just short of the goal line.
Really shy of the goal line, yeah.
Well, good job by Schweiger. As soon as you think he's going to go down, he just pops out and goes the other way.
Wyatt Grind back in. So they got
Luke.
Owen Roth, Luke Ferrano, Justin Schweigert, Grind. Luke's trying to tell Owen what to do here. Another tight formation again. See what they do.
Overload to the right.
Luke snap, calls for it, gives it off to Justin. Looks like he gets in and just bulldozes right in there. Lights going crazy.
Justin finds a sweet spot.
It's exactly what we want to see out of St. Gen after that St. Vincent score.
So St. Gen punches another one in, the first of the second half, extending their lead to 21. Well,
Great
20,
comeback.
barring the kick.
Let's see if Ethan can go 7 for 7 on a master class of kicking. Once again, right down the middle, 7 for 7 for Ethan Ottens.
So after struggling on his first kick, he put it in autocorrect, and he's been nails ever since.
Very consistent.
That is a good solution there for St. Gen after that St. Vincent touchdown. St. Gen, it was almost, could have been in trouble there if they couldn't figure something out.
Yeah, momentum had definitely shifted, but with 9:30 left to play, time is definitely not on the side of St. Vincent.
Not at all. St. Gen 49-28, putting a beating on St. Vincent after last year.
It was a nice turnaround.
Yes, absolutely.
But credit to the Indians, after losing 14 seniors, they look like they're still very effective. You know, even though they have 7 returning seniors, they are still very effective on offense. They're just unfortunately right now they're just unmatched against Ste. Genevieve.
And kind of being a young team, they're actually, I mean, they're solid for a young team.
And a quarterback who hadn't started ever. I thought he's been looking pretty solid. Squib kick up the middle.
At the 35-yard line, number 25 gets tackled around the 40-yard line, 25 being Trent's Untiere.
So looking at their special teams right now, which I think has been a little bit of a problematic. I think they have some kinks to work out. Kyler, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, 100%. Very, especially on that first possession, just not the way you want to start off the game, especially if St. Vincent was able to capitalize off of that. That could have changed the ball game completely. So definitely something that they're going to need to look at and review and keep getting better at.
Absolutely.
Schumer calls for the snap, hands it off to his running back, who gets smothered at the line. Didn't go anywhere there. 9:10 to go. St. Gen's still up 49-28 with St. Vincent 2-8. 2-8 to go. They really need to make something happen here.
Absolutely, they're gonna need
quickly
to probably put the ball in the air here and
a split formation here. Runner in motion.
motion.
Just hands it off to number 2, who once again only makes about a yard. Number 2 being Leighton Shanley.
So he's able to pick up 5 yards on that.
See if they can't get a first down here. They set up 3 on the right-hand side. Schumer calls for the snap, just hands it off again to number 2. He finds an opening, takes it 15 yards, and gets tackled.
Good job there.
By number 21, Drake Meyer.
Good job by St. Vincent, able to move the ball pretty quickly.
And that was number 2, Leighton Cheney, the running back there.
Finds an opening after those 2 not very good run plays there.
Well, St. Vincent lines up, 2 on the right side, and
they hand it to him again. Can't go nowhere. 7:30 to play. 2:10 to go for St. Vincent. Creeping up the field slowly but surely. trying to make something happen.
Running clock, though, with 7:22.
Yeah, see if St. Gen can contain them and kind of
shut them down here in
shut
this
them
final
down.
7 minutes of the
You can tell they're a little
game.
nervous on.
They could dial up a one-on-one on the outside.
Yeah, here we go.
With a 2nd and 10 here. And
just hands it off. Number 2 again. Gets smothered. Drake Meyer flying in hot.
Good job by Drake. He's been these last 3
Who's that
plays.
number 49 was that.
That's Braxton Ellis.
Braxton Ellis, too, takes him down.
The 6'4", 190 freshman.
3 and 12 to go for St. Vincent. 6:40 to go. They set up fast. 3 on the right side, 1 alone on the left. Schumer calls for it. Hands it off to number 2 again. Dodges a tackle. Gets taken down a yard behind line of scrimmage. He cannot find anywhere to go. St. Gen is not letting him find an opening right now.
So it's basically a war of attrition here as far as who wants it more with things starting to wind down. They're getting tired as they rotate in, and that's the good thing about Pope right now is he's got a fresh group of players he keeps bringing in.
You think they're really going to go back to number 2 again for like the 5th time in a row?
Well, they're calling a timeout to talk it over.
Talk it over.
Looks like they're going to take their first timeout.
They might. I could see them going back to number 1, Kellen Pitts again, trying to light a spark, maybe go deep, a little slant to the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 12 yards. I mean,
him and number 2 just trying to work something out, but can't find a rhythm. Six minutes into the 6-minute mark into the 4th. 49-28 St. Gen. 4 and 12 for St. Vincent. I can only imagine they're just going to go for it. They kind of have to.
Well, with this, in this regard, you got to dial up a play that's going to get you the ball at least 8 yards out. Gives your, it's a solid, easy throw, maybe a little inside or out.
Yes.
And let the player try to get something out of it.
Schumer calls for it. Punts it. He punts it. It only goes like 20 yards. And they let it roll out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Kind of an odd play to see there. I mean, 6-minute mark.
Well, and initially we thought that this was a timeout called by the Indians, but they still retain their timeout, so they have all 3. I guess the officials gave a quick water break again, and so with 5:46 left to play, the Indians thinking maybe if they put a 3 and out, they get another opportunity with 3 timeouts. They can do something here.
I guess they're really hoping they can kind of lock up St. Gen here and stop them right there before they at least touch the 50, and they'd have a good position on the field to work something out here. It's going to be interesting to see what St. Gen can fight back and
Coach
pretty
Pope
much
doing some substituting out here with some younger players, sophomore and freshmen, let them get a little varsity time. So I guess he's given some
Alex
opportunity
O'Brien running out into the field.
I know that run.
Number 54. Pope calling up a play for them. .540 to go. 1st and 10. The 25-yard line for St. Gen. And there's a timeout. Looks like Pope wants to waste some time and call a quick timeout there.
Well, he's going to get defense, get his players in, but also they're going to talk to him. A lot of young kids out there, and I think they're just going to go over their assignments with them and reaffirm what they need to know when they get out here. I think Pope's anticipating, hopefully, that they stop them, but at the same time with this youth, they may score and bring it within 2 touchdowns.
That's great to see out of the young players. I mean, it's still a game. It's not like it's a blowout and they're just subbing their young players in. St. Vincent can definitely work something out here. So
absolutely,
it's good to get a lot of these young players in that action.
And this is going to put a little bit of a hit or an opportunity on the special teams. Should they score, I'm sure that they will onside kick, and that's going to put a little test to see what the front 5 or 6 does here.
Yeah. So let's see what St. Gen does here. Try and make it down the field. Maybe score. Tight formation. Ferranto. Runner in motion. Just flag on the play.
It was a reverse play.
I didn't even see the reverse play.
It's a quick pitch front.
Yeah.
And then another.
Number 16.
That would be to Brody Wolt.
Yeah.
He was carrying the ball. Flag on the play, though. Was it on the Dragons?
I would say it's a legal motion, a legal shift. So a legal shift by St. Gen.
So we got Jesse Schilly running out. Replacing, Jesse Schilly in for QB Luke Ferranto.
And so they're going to decline the penalty, and it's a 2nd and 13 here.
I'm a little excited to see what Jesse Schilly, number 1, can do here. He's been apparently a good quarterback.
So freshman.
Yeah, freshman.
Opportunity to get on the field
Calls
here
for the snap, just hands it off to Cameron Vogt, number 14, gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. 5:20 to go, 3 and 15 to go.
So it's 3rd and 15, and they're on the 20-yard line. 5:14 as the clock runs. They're not going to take a timeout as they're hoping to stop them here for 4th down and a punt.
Pope trusting his young players here. Hands it off to Vogt again. Number 14 finds a little wiggle room. Does he make the first down?
He's pretty short since they get knocked back, but he makes it back to the line of scrimmage, I think. And that's going to bring a 4th and 10. And that brings out the punting unit.
Yes. See if St. Gen can knock it back a little farther. This would be a terrible time to have an over snap again.
Yeah. So
see if
they're either who are they snapping it to?
Luke
Ferranto.
Ferranto's
back out there, so Ferranto's going to kick the ball here if they can get a good snap in.
St. Vincent would love to catch this and take it in closer to the end zone.
Last punting opportunity, Ferranto.
Yes.
They sent the ball way over his head. This
perfect snap again. Punts a good one to the 45-yard line. St. Vincent picks it up, dodges a couple St. Gen players.
Grind overruns it.
Oh, takes it far. Runs into his own player and gets tackled at the 35-yard line.
So looks like the special teams once again. It's going to be a struggle.
Yes.
And, those are some telltale signs at this juncture that teams have to, kind of smooth the edges out on that.
Absolutely. A little help there by St. Vincent. He ran into his own player and then got tackled.
Yeah.
So the ball's going to be on the Indians' 28-yard line to start off their possession. They still have 3 timeouts and a little under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But they're still 3 scores down, though.
This is a good opportunity for St. Vincent to try and work something out. I mean, they're down by a good margin, though, still, 49-28. They really got to work fast here.
Looks like Alex O'Brien forgot he had to go out there on defense. But he's out now, and defense settles in, and here we go.
St. Vincent lines up.
St. Vincent throwing a couple of their own out there.
Yes. Shimmer calls for it. Hands it off number 26 and gets tackled at the line by, fumble. St. Vincent crawls on it. Number 26, Quentin
Whistler. And Whistler was absolutely mauled at the line and hit so hard that ball just came out running.
Yeah.
Luckily,
haven't seen him running much, though. Probably had a little bit of jitter going on.
Yeah.
Couldn't hold on to it.
Well, he ran into
good
number 54, Alex O'Brien, on that side as they held him up.
3:30 to go. See if St. Gen can get a huge stop here.
New quarterback in for.
Oh, yeah, number 15. Back in. He keeps it. He runs. He has some room to go and gets tackled at the 15-yard line by Brody Wolk, number 16.
So Hunter Mattingly, number 15, is a rookie quarterback, 9th grader for St. Vincent, getting a little time here for the starter, as it seems that both coaches are content with putting in some reserves to let him get some playing time on the field.
I guess they don't want to risk possible injury on there.
Oh, no. A lot of season left.
Yes. Mattingly calls for motion, just keeps it himself again. Fake handoff, gets
looks like a busted
tossed
play.
Around, gains maybe a couple yards there.
So a busted play on the handoff. Looks like Mattingly just had to eat it and go up the middle.
Almost like he couldn't decide whether to let it go or keep it.
Yeah. Maybe a little miscommunication between him and the running backs.
So 2:40 to go in the 4th quarter. St. Gen is up 49-28. St. Vincent on the 10-yard line, 2 and 10 to go. Trying to make something happen. Mattingly calls for the snap. Hands it off. Number 2 has a clear lane. Looks like he might get in. Looks like he gets in.
So that would be
St. Vincent touchdown.
Leighton Cheney, the sophomore, 5'8", 140 for St. Vincent scores.
Number 2 again finds an opening. That puts St. Vincent at 34 to St. Gen's 49 in the 2-minute mark. They need to work fast here. Let's see if they can convert these extra points.
St. Vincent still has 3 timeouts to their credit.
Yeah. Sure, they're
Clay Ellis, the freshman, kicks.
right down the middle.
And
Cans
he
it.
hits it.
Like he's taking a big step here after that first play.
So we're going to get a little special team action here.
Yes.
What do you think, Kyler?
I'm not ready.
I know. I know. This will be the first onside kick. I got a feeling that they're going to field here, and it makes me wonder if Pope wants to put out his starters just to practice this event. But I don't know if he will or not.
Still a 2-touchdown game, so Dragons have a little leanway.
So it looks like he's going to just let the younger guys come out and play around with this. I hope he gets enough players out there because it looks like we're short a few. As Schwintz yelling for players, this is your big chance. Get in there now.
This definitely doesn't look like high school team, but we're going to roll with it.
As 9, now there's 10. We're short 1 player.
Looks like stick.
But you don't have to.
Trent Weber gets onto the field. Let's see what he can do. I'm excited about him. Number 17.
Still 10 players. We're short 1.
Looks like we might have a
little confusion here.
Timeout called by St.
Genevieve calls its last timeout as there's a complete disarray in the effort of trying to switch out some of the younger guys.
Looks like we're putting back in some. Looks like we're putting our starters back in to try and seal this deal here.
Well,
we don't want to.
And I think it's also a disciplining issue too with the defensive coordinator. If you guys aren't ready to go in, you don't play.
Yes.
And St. Gen sets up here, so they're going to field an onside kick. We'll see what happens.
Max Krupe wanting to go in, but Coach Krupe calls him back. St. Vincent sets up for the kick. Let's see what they're going to do. Might try and go for an onside kick here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely, yes.
When you're down by 14 in 2 minutes.
2-minute mark, they have to make something happen. St. Gen hopefully can get the ball and kill some time here. Oh, no. Owen Roth fumbles it, picks it back up, dodges some defenders, and gains about 5 yards after that. Gets tackled to the 40-yard line by St. Vincent.
That's pretty much going to burn the clock, as I'm sure he may run 1 play and down the rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're out there listening to us right now, you still stuck with us, we apologize again for the inconvenience of the huddle camera running out. We'll make sure that doesn't happen next time. Next time you see us will be 3 weeks from now when we play Park Hills. That'll be the next home game. And if you're going to travel with us on the 5th of September, next week, we play University City away, then Kennett on the other side, almost in of Missouri, to go play them. Then we play Potosi, and then we come back on the 26th, close to the beginning of October, with our next home game against Park Hills, followed by Valley. So 2 home games back-to-back. Next time we'll be here.
All right, so the Dragons set up some rookies back in. They let the youngins take over here. Jesse Shealy calls for a snap, hands it to Cameron Vogt, finds gaps, and gets clobbered by number 15. Hunter Mattingly clobbers him at the 40-yard line.
A couple of the fans were a little unhappy, thought maybe they might have gone too high on the helmet, but it's kind of tough when you're tackling a short guy, right?
He's about as tall as me, I guess.
150 to go, 2 and 8. 2nd and 8 to go. St. Gen trying to burn some time here. It's exciting seeing the younger players out there getting some reps in, though.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to keep up with the games or how we're doing during the season, especially next 3 away games, go to sgdragons.org and click on the high school webpage. You'll see us at Sports Stream, SGHS Sports Streams. We'll have all updates and information ready for you.
Takes it down the middle again, gets almost to the first down. A little shy of first down. he's another one of our running back, big weapon in our artillery here. I mean, he's an awesome running back.
Well, with 3rd and 2 right now, and they're going to let the clock run down. 52 seconds on the clock. They might get one more play in, and then that'll be it for St. Gen. I'm sure he's going to run the ball.
I'd love to see a St. Gen touchdown here.
It would be out of the run.
Can it off.
One thing about it, Coach Pope's not one to try and put extra points on the board by going deep here.
Yes, that's for sure.
Show a little sportsmanship as the
another snap handed off to Can Vote. Tackled
in the backfield.
Tackled at the 45-yard line.
Might have actually lost a yard.
20-second mark line. Looks like this is going to be the end of our game. St. Gen 49 to St. Vincent's 35.
So St. Gen, first game of the season, picks up their first win as they go 1-0 at home. They hit the road next week to the University City away at 6 p.m. Not 7, 6 p.m. Hope to see you there to support our team. If not, and you'd like to just come at the home, we do our home games, obviously live, broadcast free to you, the public, and we'd love to see you tune into it. Check us out. Check out our podcasts, our blogs, and some of the footage that we are offering for the community. And want to send a shout-out and thank you to our sponsor, which is Ciro's downtown, pizza, subs, and what, Tyler?
Pizza, subs, and sandwiches, I guess.
Sandwiches, baby.
Oh, that sounds good.
But
right
2
now
games
would.
next week. Volleyball on Tuesday, St. Paul, and then Wednesday.
So 2 home games next week on
Home
volleyball.
games back to back.
So we're going to open up our sports broadcasting for the volleyball if you want to tune in.
Definitely come check that out. That will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so this is Josh Banks, Kyler Plunk, and
Broden Kreitler.
Hey, we're signing off. Thanks for tuning in with us, and we will catch you next time.